Oh, hello there. Come closer out of the dark and sit around my campfire, why not? My name is of no great importance, but the stories I have to tell you are. Witness 4 lost souls journeying together through a grim world of perilous adventure. Be warned, though, these stories are not for the faint-hearted, and once you have heard them, you cannot unheard them. Bear witness to the Vagabond Chronicles. Holy shit.
Hi! I was thinking of using a different word and making it bigger or maybe more like bombastic, but so far it seems to be working for us. So, hi! How you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. We promised this time we have decided
G'day.
to really get rigorous with the structure of the introductions and make it super streamlined and like so snazzy and so quick that you'll blink and you'll miss it. Yeah.
Yeah, this will go well.
This will go well, right?
Yeah.
Super well. Hello, welcome to your Sunday evening or afternoon or morning or possibly next year, depending on which time zone you're in. I am your Games Master.
Hold on, who's in next year's time zone?
Excuse me?
Who's in next year's time zone?
Well, you're pretty close to that, aren't you, man? Like, New
I
Year's
thought I
Eve,
was the future here.
you're like second in line for New Year's Eve, aren't you? You're in Australia.
Yeah, man.
That's how it works. In Australia, they're actually a whole year ahead of us.
That's true. It's true. We've got flying cars and robots. And
Is that what happened in a
flying
year's
robots.
time? Oh my god.
Yes.
How did the COVID thing
Yeah,
work
it was
out?
supposed to be 2020, but COVID, you know.
Yeah. And did the aliens that we were told about so many years ago, like finally, or they just skipped us for another year? Is that like we're not doing that?
Oh no, the invasion happens in October.
Okay.
But we managed. Trump does the whole Independence Day and flies his spaceship into
time
their
out.
spaceship.
You're in the future and Trump's there as well? That's terrifying.
No, he died. Don't worry, he died destroying the aliens.
So wait, this is getting very complicated. It started off as a small bit about time zones. Now you're saying the entire Earth has like a duplicate and it's a year ahead, and you're in it, but we don't know that because you're in a different time zone. This is very
Earth X,
complicated.
baby. It's on the other side of the moon.
I'm gonna press the abort button on this bit. Is that cool?
Sounds legit.
Okay, abort. So we're
It's early. I'm not thinking straight.
Dude, I totally jinxed us. I thought we were going to be super streamlined, and here we are. Okay, so hi, welcome to the community. Hello, everybody. You dubbed yourselves Chaos Crews. I don't know why. Things seem to be like clockwork around here. Welcome to the Vagabond Chronicles. This is chapter 7. Chapter 7 of the Sinta Klaas massacre. Although I wasn't allowed to put massacre down this week. Twitch have like updated their thingamajiggies. Apparently massacre is a dangerous word to put down. But let's face it, it's not going so well. This is part 3, which I whimsically titled Ho 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 Motherfucker. Again, that got me into trouble, so I couldn't put that down as a title, but go figure. But here we are. So we're doing it. I just want to say, let's say a quick hello to our fabulous stars, the players of this maniacal, grim, perilous world of adventure. Hello, players.
Hello.
That's all you get. That's it. It's just one note. Hi.
And Dr. Steve as well. Hi, Neil.
So Dr. Steve now speaks like that because he's not here. Hey, I'm Dr. Steve.
I've been smoking
everybody.
20 a day for the past 20 years.
So we're going to be honest. Dr. Steve can't make it. He's taking. He's a doctor, so I guess a sabbatical. Actually, no, he's not on a sabbatical. That's a complete lie. He's with his family and he's having fun and having a good, well-deserved break. So tonight's Dr. Steve will be played by Neil Newbon. That's right. He's playing his character. I want to say his name is Ratty.
No, it's Ziggy.
Oh, Ziggy, yeah. He's playing Ziggy. I'm going to be playing
We've
him.
got pictures in front of you of the characters.
The problem is I realise I don't have an up-to-date like character sheet. Like it's here, but it's not up to date. Well, it's semi-up to date.
We've not given us any XP yet, so we've not got any.
Oh, that's a
any
good
changes.
point. Oh, I'm just going to fudge the rolls for him anyway. So, actually, should I just text him? He's on holiday, but he can probably still get his phone, right?
Oh, I think we should text him every time he has to roll, and then he has to.
Dude,
Because
totally
tell
do that.
us the number.
Okay, that's the thing.
His
no.
wife will kill you, and will probably deserve to.
All right, so Tom,
She can't get me here.
Yeah.
Tom, he responds to you far faster than he ever responds to me. I don't know why, but can you text him and tell him
He
we're
knows
doing
you,
that?
that's why.
All right.
Can you text him and say that we're doing that? Because Neil doesn't have close to hand his character sheet.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly message him now and see how that
And
goes.
if he can do it like at dinner, it's 9 o'clock here. I'm guessing he's in the UK. He might be somewhere else. So roughly 9-10 o'clock dinner time. I think if he can do it without being noticed, I will give him bonus XP.
I'm going to stop you there.
Ooh.
I just
That's good.
messaged him and he just literally just booted me. He just cancelled the WhatsApp right there. He was like, no. So I think that's a no.
All right.
I'm taking that as a no.
I'm going to have to fudge his rolls. All right, fine, fuck it.
Okay.
Well, it's not like I don't do that anyway. All right, so let's get to... Okay, we're going to do the introductions, but we're going to flip to the game board very quickly. So anybody that's new, this is the world that we're interested in, the old world, which is part of a bigger world. I'm going to explain the world later. We're going to do the introductions of our players first, but let's just flip over to the other screen, which is the game. Bam! All right, folks, let's say hi to our players. We have, first up, we're going to go initiative order of their characters, as we always do. Somebody's got Twitch on, unhelpfully.
Oh, me.
Don't think
Sorry.
it's the community. Yeah, it's... Yeah, okay.
Let me turn that off.
Okay, cool. So first we're going to go up with Teddy Wheat Pasture. Which
Teddy
is
Wheat Pasture, indeed.
played by... Wheat Pasture? Try saying that with a mouthful of chocolate. Wheat Pasture. Is played by Pete. Hi, Pete.
Hello, I'm Pete. I'm your Australian Englishman. I'm playing Teddy Weekpasture, a halfling thief with a mysterious past and a mysterious future at the moment, because I'm not sure he can survive today. But hey ho.
Okay, don't be greedy. Is it a mysterious past or future or both or what?
Well, both.
It's a mystery.
Everyone's future is mysterious.
Exactly.
You want to get philosophical about it.
Okay, well,
we're all just living in the now, dude.
That's where I was coming from.
That's really not interesting at all when you put it like that. Okay, so this is Sad Neil, by the way. Hi, Sad Neil. Thanks, Jim. Sad Neil, for those who don't know, was a dark time in our role play. We're going to go back to that later. All right, so this is Teddy's character. You're a halfling rogue thief. And your accent, and I'm going to reinforce the using accents when you're role-playing, gentlemen. We had a little bit of discrepancy on that last time. But your accent is incredibly fucking London, so we're going to keep with that.
Got to stick proper London.
Yeah, fucking geezer. He's a geezer.
Jesus, got to get into it. It's really hard to stay in that accent.
You need to do some like
I'm going Australian
pulls,
again.
I guess, like with some push-ups or something really like, overly exerting to get you fucking London. Do you know what I mean?
Just watch a lot of Guy Ritchie movies. You'll be
That
fine.
too. You can do that. So he's going to Michael Caine the shit out of that.
Oh,
Okay.
Michael Caine.
No, don't Michael Caine, actually. It's really cliche.
No, just go North London. Ugh.
Go North London. For our European and American friends, doesn't make a difference. Okay, so on to Dr. Steve. That's not true. There is a very definite split between a North London and South London accent. We just don't have the time to go into it right now. So for all purposes, this is like a Mockney accent, right? So Ziggy is not here. That's Dr. Steve. I'm playing Ziggy. Next we have Rattigan, who is played by...
You just want to say a couple of words on who Ziggy, what his character is. He's like a... he's like a young...
Okay. I can't do Steve's voice.
Yeah, you got to be slightly more German.
Okay, so I'm going to do Steve's character voice. Now, for the purpose of this is not a defamation of the German accent. This is what Old Worlder sounds like, and I'm going to get to why later. But Old Worlder sounds similar to German, but it's definitely not a German accent. So this is Ziggy Hauptmann, Corporal Ziggy Hauptmann.
Hey, that's good. We'll go with that.
We're going with that. Okay.
Yeah.
I
that's good.
am 70. I can't remember. It is 17. Fuck it. He's 17-year-old soldier in the Border Princes. I have been in one campaign, and I look to prove myself to women and on the field of battle. Yeah, ich bin slightly sexist. He's a little sexist. He's a little wet behind the ears, but he's also quite deadly in combat and a very fine soldier. That's it, really. That's kind of the summation of his three-dimensional character.
He's quite a good fighter.
He's a very good fighter.
But he's very full of himself.
He's
I don't know if
quite
he's... I think you've just improvised that he's sexist. He's not been at all sexist.
Oh,
No,
he was a little
he's not.
sexist last time.
He did chop the arm off.
Yeah, he did
that's
refer
not
to her as
sexist.
woman, didn't he?
No, that's not
That's half
sexist.
the problem, I think.
It was more about the fact that he was picturing Blitzen in one of those like kind of FHM kind of like car adverts with a bikini that we all thought was when it wasn't Steve. Steve wasn't thinking that.
I
His
think
character was.
you've imagined that. You've just totally...
No, I didn't. I listened to the... You don't listen to the
recall that
stream.
slightest.
You don't listen to the stream. I'm going to say this
damn
again. The lack of like craftsmanship from you lot is astounding to me sometimes. Anyway,
right.
So anyway, moving forward, this is why we don't do me introducing your characters, right?
Okay, yeah, you...
I have a defamation of character thing going on. Okay, so moving forward, please, to Rattigan.
Hi, I'm Tom. I play Rattigan, who is a hedge wizard. He literally grew up in a hedge, in a village. The village made him live in the hedge because he was pretty
He
unpopular.
was renting the hedge.
He had to pay rent on that hedge
I believe it.
because he could accidentally do magic when he sneezed or, just sort of really wanted something to happen. He could accidentally make magical things happen. So the rest of the villagers made him live in a hedge. And one day he got fed up and decided to leave and ended up in a nearby inn where he stole a dressing gown from the inn, or bathrobe actually. It's the
Became his
bathrobe.
secret identity.
Thinking that it looked exactly like a wizard's robe. And now he is a proper wizard, even though also his staff is just a tree branch.
Right.
Anyway, that's Rattigan. Oh,
Okay.
and he's got 2 ferrets, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But he's got 2 awesome hyper intelligent ferrets
We're
that
going
we're going to get into.
address the ferret issue soon.
Yeah, the ferret issue. All right, okay, that's me, Dom.
And before
Bye.
we move on, I do have to say that we have a WhatsApp group, which is essentially for all these lads and myself to congregate and discuss about the shows and everything and swap information. The amount of crap that you lot put in the WhatsApp group.
What? What are you
The
talking
amount of
about?
shit and gifs and all this like really unnecessarily unhelpful shit that you
Oh, those
put.
are Steve's holiday photos. Be
There's
nice.
a lot of Steve's okay, there's also me doing
dude.
impressions of like a mouse or something. I'm trying to like me smiling at the camera. I don't know what that's about, but there's a lot of crap in here, and this is not helpful for me trying to find his character sheet. I got a lot of like your was it pod things? What are they called? There's little bobblehead
Pogs?
things. No, the thing that Jim has, the
Pops.
bobblehead stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of pods in
Yes.
there. Pobs in there. What are they called?
Pop.
Pobs.
Yeah.
That's Neil's old man term for Funko Pop. Pobs.
Pops. Yes, it's like, you know when your dad doesn't quite get that thing that you do. Yeah, son.
on the
a
Twitter.
No, Dad. Yeah, on the Twitter. Yeah.
You doing that? Hey, Neil, you're still doing the acting then? Okay, lovely. Good, yeah, great. What about the Twitch? How's the Twitch going? All right, so the acting and the Twitch, lovely. All right, yeah.
That's your
Mum says
dad.
love.
That's my dad.
It's so much. It sounds just like your dad, Neil.
Extraordinarily.
It's quite
so, isn't it?
amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Oh, Tom, can you please ask Steve what advances he took? I found his character sheet, but I really don't want to make guesses because.
I'm going to take a wild guess that he took a weapon skill advancement.
I think he
Yeah,
did,
that's
right?
my guess as well.
Do you think it's worth calling him, even if he is abroad and he might be sleeping?
No, he'll hate us. He'll really, really hate us.
Really not good.
But what if we do it live? Wouldn't that be funny?
He might not, but Katie will.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, if you want to make an enemy of Steve's wife, you go right ahead, Neil.
Steve's wife's known me a long time. She's a
fiery lady.
She's a lovely fiery lady. She is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
She
not
helped
risk it.
organise my reception. She's very good.
Anyway, let's talk to Jim.
Sorry, Tom. Okay, Bondo. Hi, Bondo is now. This is
Right
Bondo
then.
over here. This is the. Sorry, I'm not doing a good job. Okay, this is Bondo. Hi, Bondo. Bondo is played by.
By Jim, an itinerant wandering. No, Jim, the IT engineer guy from Essex. Yes, I play Bondo, who is a gnome.
You are also a wandering gnome, aren't you, though, Jim?
And
Really?
well, I
You're
have
very
one
big
gnome.
for a gnome, but you are a itinerant wandering gnome. That's a pretty good.
Much, yeah,
Yeah.
just kind of the IT equivalent of a wandering gnome.
Yeah.
Which is that strange man under the desk fixing things. Yes, that's me. Yeah, basically I play
What?
Bondo, who is a gnome who has a strange accent, can't refer to himself as I, and may or may not have a horseshoe print in the side of his head from being kicked.
Oh, I think
Anyway.
he does. I just think he uses a comb over to hide it because he's self-conscious of it. He thinks it's like a.
No,
birthmark
it's
or something.
that mullet thing. It's that terrible mullet. I
Oh,
reckon
it's
he's
the
got the
mullet.
horseshoe
Oh, it's the
print
back
on the
of
back of his head.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
So hence the mullet and the moustache.
All right, cool.
Anyway, Bondo is well, as Bondo does.
Cool. And I think that's everybody of any particular note. Sorry, that sentence was just full of chocolate. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna stop eating chocolate.
Are you,
Okay.
It's a chocolate.
somehow high on chocolate tonight?
Basically,
What
okay. So I had a bit of a full-on, crazy, wonderful day with the little one. The little one and I were doing parkour essentially around her local playground, and it may have just wiped me out. So I've just been stuffing sugar in my face for the last like 5 minutes. before we start the stream.
I see. You're going to power through this on
I'm
some
gonna
kind
power
of
through this. Yeah.
Sugar high.
I'm going to do everything that I tell her not to do in life right now, which is pack full of sugar, eat with your mouth, talk with your mouth open, and don't wash your hands after eating chocolate. That's what I'm literally I'm breaking every tenet.
right.
It's horrendous, really. Let's move forward, folks, because God knows I want to. Okay, so the next thing we come to is talking about you folks, you great people in the community. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's been subscribing. We've had a really huge influx. We've had a lot of gifted subs. And I can't tell you how overwhelmed that we all are that people are listening still, which is extraordinary.
Yeah, really weird.
B, are enjoying it, which is even more extraordinary. And also
And keep turning up.
and keep turning up. I mean, there's no free soup here. We did talk about soup going left, right, and centre last time. There's no free soup. So so there's nothing gained in that way. But no, we really love the fact that you are enjoying it, and thank you very much for the huge amount of gift subs that have been going out, and the fact that this is built into a chaotic community dubbed, funnily enough, the Chaos Crew. So thank you. Tom and the boys, I think you want to talk about some of the people specifically. Do you want to take it away?
Yeah. Firstly, thank you very much, as per usual, to Hidden Heroine, who just produces an extraordinary amount of brilliant fan art every week and is sort of single-handedly illustrating our adventures. So thank you.
Apparently, she's going to be. She or they are going to be illustrating the intro now. That's like the new.
Oh,
thing.
amazing!
Wow.
And
That's not true. That's not true. Please don't do that, Hidden Heroine. Please, that's a bit.
I believe that they've been made a VIP.
They have been made a VIP, to say a huge thank you from us to them. Also, we've also made Sweet Charade, who's also done a lot of art for work, and been and also these are people that are like present in the community and everything. And also, and I'm going to pronounce this really badly, Engelschwert.
Engelschwert.
Right. I want to get the accent right. Engelschwert. Sorry, please.
Really bad.
Pronounce that.
Very bad there, Neil.
How dare you? My mother was a saint.
We've also made them a VIP as well, to say a huge thank you. We caught a lot of the art that's been going around. A lot of the art that's been going around. Oh, let's talk about the art that's been going around.
Neil,
yeah.
Talk about what the art is, please.
You talk about what the art is. I'm going to eat some more chocolate.
Engelschwert has done some amazing CGI creations of our characters that look really great as well, and sort of they're the most sort of realistic. Hidden Heron's art is really great and realistic too, but these are the kind of the more. Her art looks like an awesome sort of cartoon, or a comic strip, whereas Engelschwert has done some really great CGI creations of our characters. So thank you very much.
Yeah, we want to say basically thank you so much to Hidden Heroine and Engelschwert for doing like so many different styles of art for us. Like the amount of work that you and others like you as well, because there've been other people doing it as well, have put in. It's really like it's a huge compliment to the show. And bearing in mind, this is really just, we were all school friends and old friends, and this is like, we've been doing this for years, right? And we didn't think anybody would be vaguely interested. The fact that we all have partners, or at least like, have families or something, that we're safe to allow people to know that we do this. Like, this isn't going to destroy our credibility that much. So we feel on safe territory.
We have credibility?
Well, I mean, it depends what you call credibility, I guess. It's a paradigm.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, we want to say a huge thank you to everybody. And do keep it coming. We're very interested in what you have to do. Plus, we want to talk about the other issue, the other ferret in the room. Pardon
the ferret in the room.
Yeah, let's talk about that ferret in the room.
Last week, we asked for ideas because Ratigan has got two of these awesome ferrets who seem to be his like little magical helpers. And we asked for ideas for names. So I got two names that I'm going to go with. One, someone brilliantly suggested the name Noodle. And I'm really sorry, I can't remember who suggested Noodle. But Noodle is going to be the ferret who can magically charge Ratigan, recharge his magic. And so
I think it was Hidden Heroine, by the way.
It was
Hidden Heroine. Yeah. Again, another vital contribution to the.
By the way, I've drawn, if anybody wants to remember what they look like, I've drawn the two ferrets. They look identical, but they're not twins. They're actually, well, maybe they are. I don't know. I don't think they're related.
We're gonna have to. Yeah, they should have different markings or something.
Okay.
So the other one.
Wait, you carry on.
You're gonna let me do this, Theo? You're terrible.
One's got really long teeth.
No, that would look terrible.
Okay, I'll get rid of the teeth. Sorry, Tom. You carry on. I'm breaking your training conversation.
So the other one, last week, my youngest brother Gabriel listened to the show, and he suggested a name for the other ferret, which I really loved. Which is, so he has a cat, and his cat does this weird little kneading thing sometimes. Like he needs a cushion before he sits down on it.
Okay.
And Gabriel said it's kind of like when the ferret picks out the ingredients for my spells. So the name of the cat is Spidge, and Spidge. So Spidge. SPI.
Is that a surname or a first name?
It's just like a funny little name. It's
Chair, one name.
SPIDGE.
Like, do we call him? Is it Mr. Spidge or just Spidge? Is it like as informal as that?
So Noodle and Spidge are the
You're
ferrets.
assuming,
I'm gonna call him
you're
Mr.
assuming
Spidge.
Spidge is
Mr. Spidge is my father.
All
Sorry, Mr. Spidge. There you go. In fact, I'm gonna take that name and call him Mr. Spidge. Dare me not to. So what are you gonna do? Sorry, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with this information, Tom?
What do you mean? That's the names of the ferrets.
Oh, we're not taking it to a vote. Okay, that's pretty draconian. All right, fair enough. So that's the
No,
names.
It is ferrets.
Okay, they're your ferrets. Fair enough. So Noodle and Spidge, or if you want to be
You
formal,
want a democracy on ferret names?
apparently.
Jesus.
So Noodle is now one, which was Hidden Heron. Thank you. And Spidge, or if you want to be formal, Mr. Spidge. I think Mr.
Right.
Spidge is great. I'm just pushing that a little
I
bit.
like Mr. Spidge. It does kind of sound like a
Mr.
cleaning
Spidge,
product. Though.
it does. Mr. Spidge is like halfway between a cleaning product and an accountant. Do you know what I mean?
Mr. Spidge watches and shines.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
with Mr. What do you think, Tom?
Naturally.
Have we
I don't like
besmirched
it.
this? You don't
I'm
like it?
keeping
What?
Yeah.
But, power's gone to his head now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that maniacal laugh.
Praised with power.
I don't think you've seen the bigger picture, Tom. I think the bigger picture is I've drawn the bigger picture.
You can't see
Look,
it
it's
yet
here.
because no, you're not invited.
This is the big picture. It's the big picture. See the bigger picture.
Ooh.
There you go.
Oh
Mr.
God.
Spidge.
I'm
look at
really
that.
looking forward to the next week when Neil isn't high on sugar the whole.
Oh dear. Okay. So
Oh,
I
don't
guess
be
that
attacked.
wraps it up, folks. All right. So I think
That's it, we're done, we're
that's
out.
everything, right? We're out.
Is that everything? I think.
I'm liking Monsieur Spidge from Woe There, Veronica, by the way.
Was that Monsieur Spidge?
Monsieur Spidge.
Well, that's when he's
That's
if he's intercontinental. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Well, we'll put a pin in that. It's going to be Spidge, Mr. Something or some. It's Spidge for sure, but whether it's Hair Spidge or Mr. Spidge or something, we'll work it out. So, folks, if you want to gander over here, away from our Mr. Spidge and Sad Neil drawings, we have essentially the play area. This is the Border Princes, which is the southern part of the Old World Empire, which is kind of like the Holy Roman Empire. So, if you remember, I don't remember the map at the beginning. The map at the beginning looked very suspiciously like the real world, the world that we live in. This fantasy world is set in a world that represents kind of that world, but set in the Renaissance and Reformation period of the 15th, 16th century. What we're looking at here is kind of like the Holy Roman Empire, which was Hungary and Germany and Austria and all those kind of crazy cat places all thrown together. And that's what the Old World Empire is. Stop laughing. I'm doing well. Go on, Neil. You're doing well. Go on, Neil. Good boy.
Keep going with
Good
the
boy.
sugar.
Good boy.
Take another bite.
So
Take another bite.
Blackwater, for instance, would be like, is that the Caspian Sea or something? Something I can't remember.
Black Sea, maybe?
Yeah, maybe like Carrick Van might be like Romania or something like that. Anyway, never mind. So the Border Princes is south to here. And that is an area of lawlessness where nobles that are thrown out of their own kingdoms, what have you, disgraced, go and try and carve out their own kingdoms. There's orcs and goblins and all kinds of horrible things that vie for power as well, coming from the Badlands. And that's where our intrepid, trio for the moment have found themselves. On a wagon train by Herr Sinta Klaas. They're being hired as guards. They found something suspicious going on in a local village. In this wagon train, they came back to alert after discovering that Sinta Klaas's wife, Veronica Klaas, did I say Sinta Klaas? Whatever. Sinta Klaas's wife, Veronica, is actually a spider cultist of one of the great powers. And there's actually an imminent attack. We also found out that Steve is a terrible diplomat, and Teddy has great tactical sense of getting the fuck out of Dodge. As we pick it up, the orcs and goblins and such are attacking. The half the camp has been massacred, and the last survivors of the camp have now fled to what is affectionately known as the Slay Wagon, or the SLAY. And now this is where our heroes have uncovered the fact that it is bristling with weapons and armament. Sinta Klaas is stripped to the navel, important fact, and is now harrying 2 axes and is making our last stand here. This is where we pick up what happened next. Before I start, anything else? I'm just going to go and do something. And anything else that we want to mention about community before we get going? Take it away.
I think we're good.
No, I think that's covered everything we talked about, wasn't it? We haven't set the Discord up yet. That's what we're going to do, but that's hopefully happen in the next week or two.
Cool. And we'll make note of that as well. All right, folks, let's get back into it. So, last we saw on the Vagabond Chronicles, we had Teddy Wheatpasture was bursting out of a wagon. He actually did this thing when he ran out the front door, and then
After looting it,
and then very quietly closed the front door as if like, I'm just leaving the wagon now, and then just started running full pelt off the top of the roof. I think you were actually
I was
right?
on the roof.
So you jumped down and started running full pelt, and you were screaming something. What were you screaming?
They're coming. No, that's not it. They're coming. They're coming.
So fucking
It's a bit better, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. So you start running full pelt at this. At this point, Blitzen, who is our half-elf Wunderkind, has been helping the lads going to get the wagon. Looks at Sinta Klaas. Sinta Klaas looks at all of you. Dasher, who's now manning the cannon, who's like the herbalist medic, and the four of you surviving, look towards the dangling body of Comet, a mercenary human who'd been speared pretty much straight into the side of the sleigh wagon. Sinta Claus looks at all of you and goes, "Well, lads, looks like we're making our stand here." He turns around and goes and screams into the darkness, "My name is Sinta Claus. Come on then if you think you're hard enough." And he starts clashing his axes together. I couldn't think of anything better on the spot. It literally came out of my mind as that. There was a pause. I remember thinking like, oh, I should say something really poetic and kind of like buzzworthy, like clip-worthy. And that's what came out. So, yeah. Can't help but feel like I let everybody down on that one.
Yeah.
All right. You know, don't be...
Okay, fuck you guys. So, anyway.
Beat yourself up too much, you know.
I wasn't actually beating myself up. I was actually thinking, no, it was a really good thing, but you didn't fall for the bait. So
You're being an 80s soccer hooligan. We get what Santa Claus is. Don't worry.
fine, you're down with the Santa Claus vibe. I'm enjoying that. Okay, so
I thought we were going to lash into the wagon and make him sort of be our new beast of burden.
it's a little kinky.
I know. I think he might be up for it though.
I'm going to move forward.
Let's carry
Who
on.
else,
We're gonna
who
carry
else is
on.
going to pull this wagon?
As if we-
For God's sake,
as
is it
if
only
this-
me thinking this?
I'm going to carry on as if nothing happened, like we didn't have that conversation, Pete. I'm just going to stare at you blankly, remember our 30-odd years of friendship, clasp your hand firmly, and just move the fuck on.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine, we'll strap a halfling to the bloody wagon.
Thank
I'll pull it.
That doesn't make it any
Jesus.
better. Okay, after Santa Claus says that to the impending darkness, you all hear this, which bellows
What?
back at you all. At that
It's
point,
a beer belch.
at that point, everything goes in deathly quiet, and then you just hear this very small, lonely, as somebody farts and breaks wind. That's it. New round.
Was that a
folks.
goblin fart?
And I think it was one of you, but none of you has like the heroic testicular fortitude to own up to
mean-
who it was.
They would know if it was me because my robe would
Would
Can-
flutter.
flutter. So
We're back to the Dutch oven wagon.
Well,
I'm
Sinta-
really... Guys, let's not get into this. Why is it when the wheat and Pete's away, we descend into fart humor?
And Steve's away. Well, he's a highbrow
He's
doctor,
like-
you know.
I'm quickly
never
realising
away.
he's the classy element in our gang.
Okay, so to keep
Hey, he's got a
Seriously?
doctorate, for God's sake.
keeping in the spirit of these things, why don't you all make a perception check, initiative check, to see whether anybody noticed that Ratty's robe flutters?
I'm going to make...
No.
You're just
I
punishing
failed.
us now. That's just mean.
Don't do that. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of our life.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I missed it. Anyway,
Fair enough. So we're not in initiative combat rounds yet, but we are sort of in narrative combat-y kind of stuff. What do you all want to do? Now, this is kind of like slow motion manga style, so like Pete's still running flat out. You're all sort of like looking at each other with a raised eyebrow. And
Naruto running.
Hang on. Explain. We're on this sleigh, right?
don't-
Sinta Claus's sleigh.
yeah, you're on the Sinta Claus. You're all sort of standing by each weapon. So at the moment, Ratty's standing by what suspiciously looks like a repeating crossbow, although you don't know that. It just looks like a thing bristling with bolts. Dasher is standing by a massive fucking cannon. Well, massive for the fact that it's strapped to a wagon, although it's not like a huge cannon in that way. It's just like a portable cannon, which looks pretty impressive. We've got Blitzen standing in the middle. We've got Steve's character who's standing by the other repeating crossbow over here. And we've got Teddy is now running through, and Bondo is standing through a big box of what suspiciously looks like Acme bombs. You know, like bombs like Wile E. Coyote would buy? Those kind
Right,
of bombs?
yeah.
It says like
Old
bomb
school
or Acme.
black spherical bomb with a
Yeah.
fuse sticking out, and it has
Like
the word
plastic
bomb written on the
bomb.
side.
Like
Yeah.
somebody who is visually impaired would be able to just like pick it up and go, "That's a bomb."
Right.
Oh, Bondo. Please
Like-
don't blow us all up.
Like anybody, like nobody would mistake this for not being a bomb. Okay, so it is the most obvious thing that it's a bomb. It's those kind of bombs. However,
Okay.
you're not trained in bombs.
All right. So my next question is this sleigh that we're on seemingly, is it moving? Is it self-driving? What's the deal with its, like, or is it just stood still? Like,
What is its method of locomotion?
It
Yeah.
doesn't, well, presumably it looks like it should have several horses attached to it, but it doesn't have anything attached to it. The wagon has been, it's not like cemented in the ground or anything, but it's definitely been unhitched. The bridling is still there. You could theoretically put horses to it.
Or
However,
war penguins?
Yeah,
Or
someone the penguins.
Sinterklaas?
or what do you say?
War penguins or Sinterklaas? I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I don't know.
You're
could
just
strap
determined
anybody that
not
was-
to use the war penguins, aren't you? You've got some real
No.
war penguin prejudice.
Have they come back? I don't know where they went.
I'm
Have
just
they
saying-
come back?
Free, buddy. Where did they go?
They've
Who
sensed
knows?
the danger.
You
already.
put them
They've
over here,
sensed the
man.
danger.
You kind of hitch them over here. They're like currently feeding on.
All right.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you have fish, but I guess they're like looking for fish and looking very confused that there is no fish to be had. That's
Yeah.
what they are. They're over here, going.
Didn't I used to like hay? Oh, hang on.
They're fucking penguins. Because we have to go through the whole like rabbit thing again.
No.
This is like a rabbit metaphor, folks. If you haven't caught it, I would really urge you to get
Oh,
up to
God.
speed. This is a
Yeah,
fucking
look
rabbit.
at the
That's
old
the teeth. This
episodes.
is the eyes. Blah blah blah.
That's a rabbi.
It's a rabbi.
It's a rabbit rabbi thing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. At the time, I don't think any of us did. I descended into maniacal laughter like a schoolchild. But it's called the rabbit theory. Okay, that's now a thing. The rabbit theory. This and Sad Neil will forever be on the board, just sitting there. That's just theory. I can't even spell theory. I can't. You know what? Fuck it. It's just a rabbit. Okay, that's that.
It's a rabbit in a circle.
Yeah,
That's all we
exactly.
need
It's
to
a
know.
rabbit in a circle. That's what we need to know. All right. So, yeah, but theoretically, you could hitch something or some person. I think the main thing I have to stress is that as long as you have consent, so you can hitch something to the front of this battle sleigh wagon.
Oh,
Are we there yet, folks?
well, stop coughing. That's it. That's a good
All right.
start. Yeah.
So that's where you're at. I mean, you can. By the way, you can hear. Who's anybody got acute hearing amongst you apart from Teddy? Not at all because he's not there yet and doesn't make a difference. I don't think.
I don't anyway.
I don't have acute hearing now.
Okay, so
No.
I don't think no.
Which
Teddy-
is
he
a
hasn't either.
skill, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a skill, usually an innate skill. It's one of those things that you can't learn. Okay, so you sort of get the feeling, although you can't hear anything, it's deathly silent. You can feel through the wagon like there's a tremor, like a kind of, and it's like a humming kind of like tremor feeling that's going through the wooden supports and slats and wheels of the wagon, and is slightly rocking the wagon. Not very much, but perceptively, but almost imperceptibly rocking the wagon ever so slightly, almost like a kind of low earth, like a low thunder roll or something. But it's definitely kind of coming from this direction in a very general sense, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
You
Cool.
also hear a couple of voices, by the way. You hear, in fact, you don't even hear them. You sort of see a person emerge out of the darkness, running pretty fast, which is over here. You remember this person as being Prancer, who is an elf. He is an elf bowman, but you sort of remember him actually during one of the sort of night camps. He's also a trained dancer, and his nickname is Prancer, basically. But he's also pretty deadly.
Prancer the dancer.
Prancer the dancer.
Yes.
Just so we're clear.
I don't.
Okay.
You get the
But he's
feeling
not a
that
plumber.
Plumber the dancer. There you go. Fuck you guys. All right. Plumber the dancer. That's a great name.
Prancer the plumber. Yeah.
Prancer the dancer. I mean, there's a reason he's called Prancer, and quite frankly, if I have to explain it, then you really have not been paying attention to anything I've been talking about. So Prancer, Steve gets it. So Prancer is now running Paul Pell. He turns around and stops and just he has this really beautiful long. It's not even like a long bow. It's like an elf. You don't know this, but it's an elf bow. The elf's bow are like even more even better versions of a longbow, but they can only be used properly by elves. And they're super deadly. He just fires like 2 shots in quick succession into the darkness and then runs back again. You also see another figure coming from around the corner. Oh, I haven't got any of the models. Fuck it. He's sort of another figure who's now limping, and he's sort of holding his side and is now trying to like limp, hop, run towards you. And you seem to remember that as being the a female trader by the name of Vixen. She does not look in a very good state. She's holding like a polearm, like a halberd. And she's sort of using that as like almost like a walking stick and is trying to dash forward. Sinta Claus is now shouting at them and sort of gesturing towards them. Come on then, my beauties! Like that, trying to get them back. Blitzen sort of like is looking out into the darkness and she just freezes. And Ratty and everybody but Pete, you hear her just say very softly, by Kronos, a horde. And she sort of just backs away into the edge of the wagon. Can you everybody make an initiative test, please?
All right.
Apart from Teddy. Teddy doesn't make it.
My initiative. I've got
I
a
don't like
roll
you, Teddy.
under
That's
26.
I can take it.
Ooh.
I pass with luck.
Yep, your luck is hold. It's the first of the session, so yes, your luck will hold. Who else has got dreaded luck? Bondo, right?
I have luck, but it's not going to do me any good with a roll of 99.
99?
Oh!
Yep.
Okay.
Critical fail. First roll of the game.
I
Nice
know.
roll.
It bodes well, doesn't it?
Okay, how do I get... Wow, what do I do with this? Okay, so anybody doesn't remember, critical successes, critical fails. This game is based on
Ties his
percentiles.
shoelaces together.
Yeah. The game is based on percentiles. So in the same way that you kind of have to map equal to or... You have to you hit equal to or under a characteristic. So weapon skill could be 40. You have to roll a d100, which is these 2 dice, and get 40 or under, for instance. And you add or minus any advantages or penalties that you have. 01 to 05 is an automatic guaranteed critical success, which means you do sort of like Fast and Furious shit. Like you're doing like gun fu. You're doing like Matrix level coolness.
You ace it.
You ace, and no matter what it is, it works out so spectacularly well that it's the stuff of legends. 96 to 100 is the literal opposite. It's like I don't know, I was thinking of a film reference of a film that tanked so hard and so badly, but it wasn't even like a film like Samurai Cop, which was so bad it's good. I can't think of it.
Battlefield Earth?
What?
Battlefield Earth. Oh,
Yeah,
God,
there you go.
yeah.
It's
That is
Battlefield
so
Earth
bad.
level critical failure. Okay, I don't need to explain any more than that. Actually, that's the explanation in a nutshell.
That's a really good one, yeah.
So this is kind of one of those roles you want to fail utterly on, because if you're going to fail spectacularly, you want it to be something inconsequential. So Bondo, you're like staring at the bombs and you're staring at the manual and you're flicking through, you're like thumbing through the manual pretty quickly, not really paying attention to the fine print, and you look straight at you look straight at Blitzen, and you just hear her say, "By Kronos, a buffet," and she licks her lips. And you think she licks her lips. It's quite dark here, and she thinks she looks really hungry. So apparently behind you there's a moving buffet, and it's coming straight towards you.
So he hallucinates.
Not hallucinates.
Oh,
he
I just
mishears.
totally misses the point.
Totally
yeah.
mishears and mishears, and thinks her licking her lips, which she does.
All right,
do.
I get it.
She licks her lips in fear, but what he thinks is she's saying buffet, not horde, and that she's hungry, and there's a massive buffet, and her eyes are gleaming wildly with like shininess. So here's the thing, folks: your players will know
Now
something.
Bondo wants a sausage roll.
Bondo wants a sausage roll.
Yes.
Do you have like a snack affliction or anything like that? Like you need to eat?
Not yet. I don't think I'm quite that crazy
Right,
yet.
that would be bad if you had. But anyway, so you can do that information as you will. Players know one thing, characters know another. So good role players will role play what their character knows, even if the players know different. So yeah, have fun with that one.
So I'm gonna shout to Sinta Klaas.
Yeah.
We need to get this thing moving.
He looks back at you and goes, "Sorry, lad, all the horses in the corral have fled. Looks like the first wave took care of that. We're gonna have to stick it through." And turns back and starts beating his chest. "Ho, ho, ho, ho. Now come on, Vixen, come on, Prancer, where the fuck is Dasher?" He starts like shouting off. He goes to help Vixen and puts her arm around Vixen, helps her to come back. Vixen's pretty tough, actually, for a trader. So a lot of these people have had like lives before. Like Vixen was a trader, but you kind of get the feeling that She might have been something a bit more rough and ready, like maybe she worked in the city, maybe on the sort of wrong side of the law, or maybe was a city watchman or something like that. Whereas obviously, Prancer was an ex-dancer, entertainer, but now a bowman, possibly a marksman, a very good bowman. They've had lives, you know what I mean?
Let's deal with the orc horde before we start getting into backstory.
Really? You don't want to do background narrative, flesh out three-dimensional characters just so we make this thing of a high value? Okay, fuck it. Let's just go into the action then. Let's Michael Bay the shit out of the story. I don't know. Okay,
What do you know? You're a writer.
Yeah, Tom, what the fuck?
I was about to say that your instincts are the instincts of a writer, but maybe if we could. Is
that like a backhanded compliment?
Yeah, well done.
There's no compliment about it. Yeah.
Well done, but also awkward. So, okay, we're stuck here, lads. We're stuck here. Oh my, Tal, we're stuck here then.
I love the fact that you've just this whole new religion. You've just sort of completely adopted it. You don't know anything about the tenets, but you're.
I did have a big religious experience in a Tal church.
Yeah, it kind of adopted him, didn't it?
Yeah. Did you have a pamphlet? Yeah. Did you pick up a pamphlet?
He is the pamphlet.
There's no such thing as pamphlets in a perilous world of adventure.
It's totally a thing like pamphlets. I'm a god. I can make up whatever I want. Bam, pamphlets.
Also, I can't read. Anyway, look, awkward. So I'm gonna whilst Bondo is looking around for sausage rolls, I'm gonna sort of reach behind me and sort of pat him on the head and go, Orc-horde!
I thought Bondo thought there was a catering truck coming down.
Okay, cool.
That's what that noise is.
Cool. Teddy, you're sort of still in manga, fast speeding, what do they call it? Like Danger Racer or
Naruto Run.
Yeah, Naruto
Yeah,
Run.
all that kind of stuff. And I guess Jim. Sorry. Stephen goes, yeah, it reminds me of the times that I was in the hinterland. Things did not go well. I remember he starts talking, all of you completely phase out immediately, and none of you really pay attention to what he's talking about. Yeah. That's actually going to be the way through for this character. Usually none of you pay attention to what he does anyway. That's the way I can not have to roleplay him today. Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just do things discreetly. He'll do some amazing shit. I don't even bother boring you with the details because you don't pay attention anyway.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Good. Okay.
Missed it. Yeah.
Missed it.
There was a flower or a feather or
something. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. 10 people are dead now. I don't know how it happened. Somebody sneezed. Okay. So Bondo, what are you doing, sir? You're still thumbing your way very fast through this manual. You can read everything. You can understand everything. You're very intelligent for a gnome, and you can also read, write, or Walder. Most importantly, because these guys can't. But what are you going to do? Because you've got a whole bunch of bombs and a lot of possibilities.
Right. As a chemist, I'm going to give the bomb a sniff.
Is it like tasting the bomb?
Yeah, no,
100% pure bomb.
I was not expecting
this
that
is
to happen.
good bomb. Yeah. No. Basically, as a chemist, I know what things like black powder smells like, so I'm going to give it a sniff.
Okay.
And is it good or?
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you make an intelligence test plus 10 because you don't have bomb making skills yet, but you've got chemistry and pharmacy or something.
Oh, yet I like that.
40 on the nail.
Is that on the nail?
Against 40 on the nail. My intelligence is 30 with a plus 10. It passes.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so you get it. So these things have been very well made. You've been on a military campaign. Kind of, you think you're not sure. You kind of get that familiarity, which is weird because you don't remember being a part of a military unit or anything. But you get the sense that this is very familiar, which is weird. Just put a pin in that one. But yes. you get the feeling that this is exceptionally well made. And you could use it as a football, and this thing would not go off accidentally. And you can also work out the fuses have been cut uniformly, and for some reason you know that these things are on a 3-second delay. So you could lob it for 3 seconds, and then it would explode. You can clip it shorter, you guess. You make a surmisation that if you clip it shorter, theoretically, therefore, the time would be halved. So if you wanted a quick hit, you could do that. You don't know much more about the bombs, like the radius of the blast explosion, or whether they have names, like the Benny bomb or something, or bangs, whatever the thing is. I was reading Journey's End recently. A lot of that stuff stuck. So it's great play, John Osborne. If you don't know it. You know what? Fuck it. So these bomb things, you don't know much about them apart from how to operate them roughly and that information about them. But that's kind of it.
Bondo is keen to find out.
Bondo is keen to find out. Yes. Okay, so that's what you're doing. Okay. So Vixen is helped to the barrels. Dasher is still jumps down and goes, "Somebody man the cannon!" and jumps down and starts like trying to. These barrels are sort of being pulled around a little bit now, into like a kind of little mini shield, I guess. And Dasher is opening his medikit bag, I guess, with little trappings, a knapsack. Is trying to like help her. She's got this arrow stuck in her stomach, and he's having it inspecting it, trying to keep her wound stabilized. Dasher runs back and immediately hops up onto the front of the bridling here. He goes, "Where are the horses?" He looks around. He's very beautiful, Prancer. Very beautiful. So much so, Ratty, that his hair sort of he lands and his hair like flows and shimmers like in a wind that isn't quite present. He's extraordinarily beautiful. So much so that you get distracted as to what he's talking about, and you have to ask him to repeat it.
It's because he's worth
it. Yeah. All right. Right. So yeah, I was just asking where the horses are. Where are the horses? What I say to him. I'm very concerned that we're not moving. That's my main issue here.
Santa Claus again shouts out, "Like I told the dummies, the horses have bolted. We got to make a stand here, Prancer. Sorry about that, love." And he sort of turns around and like starts moving to the wagon as if a bit of protection.
Right. So who is on the cannon? Is anyone on the cannon?
Currently, no.
Right. I probably have got no cannon skill. Is it my go, by the way? I'm just taking charge here.
Yeah, you can take charge. I mean, basically, we're going to start probably initiative combat round because it's going to be easier for everybody, I think.
Well, I've been running for 20 minutes, Tom. So
you have been running for 20 minutes.
Right.
Where is tiny little legs, man? It's not your fault. tiny little legs. Look at them. They're so tiny. I'm going to draw them. They're so tiny. Look, that's you. This is how big you are. Like an egg. The egg is you. The legs stick things.
I'm Chucky Egg. Is that what we're saying?
You're Chucky Egg. Yeah. Okay. So.
Right. So can
Well, Dizzy. That's what I meant, wasn't it? Not Chucky Egg. Sorry.
Reference is gone, dude. Reference is gone. Time out.
Yeah, it has.
Sorry, Ratty. Go ahead.
Can I? Right. The wounded person. I'm going to go to them, and I'm going to put my hand. Sort of on their shoulders.
Slap them a lot.
What?
You're gonna slap them, aren't you?
They don't know that.
Can everyone stop trying to be funny and maybe play the game, please?
No, it's your healing spells, the slap, remember?
Oh, God, yeah, I forgot that.
Oh my
God.
So
sorry.
Wait, can I just take a moment to say that Jim was right?
Yeah, Jim was right.
That's
So nobody else troubled by that? All right. So you jump down and you sort of grab in. Dasher looks at you like quizzically. Suddenly Dasher looks at you and he sort of he's about to reach out to say something, and he just stops and looks at you in this very curious way. His eyes sort of glaze over a bit and he goes, "Oh, I see." And then he goes, "Well, can you help him? I better get on that thingy." And he points at the cannon.
I believe I can help him, my dear. So I'm gonna put my.
Back up
So I raise my hand back.
Yeah.
Okay. Spidge carries up the ingredient for
Mr. Spidge, thank you very much.
No.
Spidge.
Brings up the ingredient for petty healing.
Okay, so timing out. Anybody that's new to this, he has 2 ferrets. One of them is like an ingredients loader to his hand that seems to know with unerring ability which ingredient he needs for which spell. It's a mystery. Yeah. It's going to be uncovered. It's going to be great. Stay tuned. Sorry, Tom, carry on.
So he's going to bring up the ingredient, and I say, "Oh, you better get better right now," and slap him 4 times, a wounded person, very lightly, just like
slapping, like tickling.
As almost. My hand is glowing as the ingredient kind of puffs into a little puff of smoke.
Is it one of those is it like one of those kind of like glove to the face, like I challenge you to a duel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or kind of like when like both hands on the cheek, kind of just invigorate.
Like a Morecambe and Wise slap. Like
yes, exactly.
Nice. That's actually that's probably less threatening. So okay.
All right.
So you Morecambe and Wise slap him 4 times. What is that? That's petty healing, right?
Yeah. Is that like D3?
It's a D3 roll. Yeah, D3. 2. I think 1 or 2 magic points. You should tell us because I don't know.
It's 2 magic points. I've taken them off already.
All right, cool.
So
roll a d3, sir.
I'm gonna roll. How many wounds does he get back? 2.
Ooh, great. That's very good. Okay, so you slap him. You slap him. Wait, it's Vixen. You slap her in the face.
Yeah.
Well, you Morecambe and Wise her in the face, which isn't the same thing as slapping. You Morecambe and Wise like that. You know, and then she sort of goes, "What the fuck?" And she does that. She goes. And actually, the arrow that's like it's not in like a major organ, but it's like in the fat of her side. Like it's like it hasn't obviously like damaged a serious organ. Like it's not in her liver or kidney or something.
Stuck in a love handle.
But it's kind of like a love handle. Right? But it just literally gets pushed out, and there's like a redness where the wound is clearly, but that just gets like covered almost straight away. And she goes, "Oh," like that. And she goes, "What?" And she's like speechless almost. And she looks at you and goes, "Well, thank you."
That's the Ratigan effect.
And then she goes, "Right," and she turns around and she sort of goes, "Well, thank you for delaying the inevitable, but for moments." And she gives you a wink. Again, this is confusing to you because I kind of feel like
not that wink again.
you get confused by social things like that, like winking. You're not entirely sure what that means, or whether somebody's challenging you to a fight, or somebody's saying, it's very confusing to you.
I give her one last cheeky Morecambe and Wise, and then get back on the car.
She smashes her hands away really fast and goes, all right, I'm fine.
I know it is annoying. I know, but that's how I do it to make you better.
You're going to get back on the car. Okay.
Yeah. Well, where's the cannon again?
Well, Dash is on the cannon now. He's upside down, but that's just the way his model.
All right, I'm going to go back to that. When I can, I'll go back to the crossbow.
Yeah, you start making your way through and start, pushing up. In fact, actually, you can't. You're not that physically inept, so you struggle to get up, and you do that scrabbling thing with your feet on the side of the wagon, and she actually pushes your ass up, and you just fall into the wagon and stand up.
All right. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so Blitzen is looking very concerned, and she turns to you and goes, Did Sinta Claus say that the horses in the corral have left? Oh gods, oh. And she sort of looks around and goes, "We have no way of moving this wagon." I mean, do you want me to highlight it in like a neon? Teddy, at this point, the
wagon is not going anywhere.
At this point, you arrive because I think we need to push you into this. So you arrive, and at this point, there's a flurry of activity. You sort of see Ratty heal somebody, and get back up again. Blitzen's now said this as you arrive. Steve is still talking, but you're not entirely sure to whom. And Bondo is looking through this manual, really he's pulling out center pages and opening up maps and diagrams, and it keeps going like that to himself a lot. So things have gone from bad to worse, I guess it's fair to say. What are you going to do, sir?
Guys, I'm gonna parkour into the wagon off the barrel and just leap up with my surface skills.
Very cool.
Just to add some cool. And then guys.
Everybody sees it, including Steve, who just narrows his eyes and looks at you.
Hero landing, tough on the knees.
So, what are you going to say? Sorry, Peter, I interrupted.
Bondo, summon your bloody penguins.
Blitzen pipes up at this point. Blitzen pipes up and goes, "Did you just say penguins?"
Yes. And I'm also, at the same time, going to throw those scrolls that I've got to Ratty and say, "Wizard, make some bloody use of these as well."
Ooh.
Okay, all right. So you turn and he throws these you get to the repeating crossbow, and he throws these they're like a foot long each, these scrolls.
But
they look like
I'm gonna catch him,
yeah,
and I just shout, "Thanks, but I can't read."
As you grab them, you shout that. They also look like really fancy toilet rolls. So part of your mind goes, well, maybe you can use them as fancy toilet rolls.
Maybe
your mind is in the gutter this evening.
It's not in the gutter. I'm being practical about what would it look like if you couldn't read it.
It's going to have a lovely poo.
Would it look like a toilet roll holder? It might do. You don't know. I mean, do you know what? This isn't easy, Tom. This isn't easy.
Maybe you can read magic. Who the fuck knows,
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Might just get it. Anyway. Shall I summon the penguins, boys and girls, and every conceivable point in between?
Blitzen goes forward again. And grabs you by the beard and just tugs you down a little bit and goes, "What do you mean, penguins? What the fuck are you? Sorry, he doesn't say fuck. Fuck doesn't exist. What the hell's you talking about?"
Well, a funny thing happened on the way over. Remember you sent us away with 2 horses?
Yes.
We came back
Yes,
with
says
two
Santa
penguins.
Claus. My horses.
Well, not quite horses anymore.
Okay, are you going to explain this like very quickly out of narrative? Just like you're going to explain it, so we
Of
can do like a
narrative,
flash forward?
okay.
Yep, yep.
During a previously.
No, we can do like one of those
Vagabond Chronicles. Yeah.
as you explain the entire episode beforehand. And then you end up saying, and
that, viewers, is when I gave her a prop. No, I won't go there.
and that's
Anyway,
how I became a man.
So many throwbacks.
Something like that. Okay, so you say, and that's why we call them penguins.
That's why my math teacher is in jail. Anyway, right.
And
So previously, an encounter happened, a spell was cast, and our two horses were turned into very large penguins.
You explain all of this to her. She looks dumbfounded, and then Ziggy turns around and goes, "Yeah, and I called some penguins because I thought it was a really nice name. So that's what we call them. They're called penguins." Because nobody's ever seen a fucking penguin. You have no idea what these fucking things are called.
Yeah,
It's just
we're
random
a
chance
long
that you
way
managed
from
to
the
guess
Chaos
it.
Wastes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there's no zoos here?
No, there's no. Well, the menageries, but they don't have that many penguins. Bit thin on the ground in a world of perilous, grim adventure, Pete.
Well, now we have a quest, don't we?
Fuck
Yes.
me.
Get them to take them home.
Sorry. So
Yeah,
what
anyway.
you're going to hear now is that's me ripping up all of the adventures I spent fucking hours meticulously putting together for you fuckers. But okay.
Well, am I
Hey,
going
there's
to
another
summon
one.
these or not, Neil?
Every time you say something ridiculous, another adventure dies. There you go. It's like, that's how it goes.
No!
What?
There goes blood
Setting
on the
up a
right.
zoo? That's an amazing idea for an
Like
adventure.
there you go. So, yeah, okay. She looks and
Sandwich shop.
goes, she looks and goes, okay, apart from the fact this is a warped idea of nature, these things actually do what you can control these things. They're like biddable animals.
Well, they seem to like Bondo a great deal. I'm not entirely sure why, but we kind of bonded.
He's their mother. All right, he's their mother.
She goes, oh, she holds like her hand to her face, like pinches her nose, because I know I'm going to regret this, but where are they? I think I can get there faster than any of us. Tell me where they are, and if I can get them back here, I'll do it probably faster than anybody.
Oh, no. Bondo has to call them. Give me a moment. Hang on. I said, cough up some phlegm and sort of clear my throat, and then go. Meow.
Oh, that was good. That's great.
And you can hear this noise in the distance of.
Okay. Do you have anything like public speaking that you can project your voice or acting?
I have. Oh, here we go.
Don't tell me you got public speaking. That would be hysterical. Or acting. Or you've got jest, haven't you?
I've got jest and dance.
Oh my god. Like, dance isn't going to help you, but I'm going to say that jest, which has elements of acting and
I do want to
comedy,
see Bondo
does.
dancing though at some point.
You want to see these little legs fly, don't you?
Well, he'll probably just.
Yeah.
What is the dance called? Oh, a jig. You know, a jig
Yes.
dance where you hop
Dance
left
a
and
merry
right.
jig.
A merry jig.
Yes.
That's the extent of your like training, like your dance training, that your 3 years at clown college gave you.
Oh no, said my father's side.
So I'm gonna say you're gonna make a leadership test plus like. I can't believe I'm doing this. Plus 10 to try and project your voice the half mile it needs to go with this ridiculous fucking call you've just made up on the spot, by the way.
Yep.
And maybe see
I
if
know,
they react
amazing.
to it.
You know what it's based on, don't you?
For
All right.
Bondo.
So
It's the baby giraffe from South Park.
yeah, I know it's dying giraffe. Yeah. So 40. Is that your leadership
Yes,
plus 10? Is that
my
gonna pass?
leadership is 46. I don't even need the plus 10.
Fuck off.
Seriously.
Wow,
All
Bondo, you got some serious leadership.
Okay.
I know, right?
So you just go like that. And after about like 5 seconds, you hear this in the distance, quite far away. That sounds like a geese, but you know what? I don't know what a penguin sounds like. That's the best you're gonna get, folks. Can anybody do a penguin noise?
No.
I can look one up. Hang on.
Amazing
weird.
one.
Okay, somebody look up a penguin noise and just like send it to the group, I guess. All right, so anyway, you think you hear a honking back, and Blitzen just looks at you and goes, "Seriously?" He goes, "You know what? Just I'm gonna go. Are they hitched? Are they actually like they have like? I can't believe I'm saying this. These things have oh my god, my brain's gone. Bridling? Are they? Should they have saddling or they have reins on them or something?"
Oh,
Well, they were horse.
I think they just do what Bondo tells them to, really. I suppose you can strap them up anywhere you like.
She goes, right, I'm going to see if I can find them and get them to make sure they get here as quick as possible. You keep calling them, I guess, if that works for you, and I will do
I
what
found
I
the
can.
noise.
Yeah, now that you found the noise. Okay, with that, she sort of just leaps. She just like a leap straight off, like a long jump. What was that?
That's a penguin.
You're kidding me. Do that again?
I kid you not.
Oh my god, it's so much better than I could ever hope. Play it one more time. I think I'm going to try and reproduce it.
Hang on, I'm going to try and... Oh, I can't reproduce that. Jesus
He's
Christ.
not behind that. He's just actually making those noises.
Is it fuck? So,
There you go. That's me reproducing that noise. There you go. There you go.
I did not. That sounded like a donkey. So mine was like, that was like a donkey. Okay. So Jim, if I ever say penguin, then like in a way that sounds like it's a command, I need you to play that noise. Can you please have that on like standby?
Yeah, it's on. I've got. Yeah, it's a.
Bless you for that.
Let's get a soundboard going.
So Blitzen, yeah, give me the soundboard. So Blitzen does this like long jump dive and starts running full pelt. Okay, we are now in initiative rounds. As we do so, we see from the darkness. And a horde is absolutely like the right way of saying it. All around this side over here, you can see nothing but orcs. And in the center of it is one of the largest creatures any of you have ever seen. So much so that although this is a wagon here, his head can still be seen as it sort of bobs around the wagon as they start moving. Over here, there is a small group of goblins, maybe like a dozen, maybe half a dozen to a dozen, that are starting to creep up this side. And I'm probably going to kill all of your computers by doing this. Sorry, folks, your connections may not handle this. Is everybody still with me? Are you still here?
Sorry,
Pete.
No, it's fine.
So you see, this is like the horde approaching, and there's quite a lot of them. The closest threat to you right now is the goblins that are approaching, whereas these dudes, all these people, these creatures, are moving very slowly. They're not in a rush.
Do they have a troll? They've got a troll. Is that a troll?
That is something. You can't tell, but it's fucking enormous.
Probably one of my exes.
Sinta Claus sort of steps back a couple of paces, and then you see him like dig his heels into the floor, and like he does that thing like bulls do, and they sort of ground their feet again into the floor to get purchase, and he just stands there, looking, and he's breathing like not heavy, but he's just breathing deeply, like he's sort of gone into some kind of weird trance thing. Prancer hops off. He grabs a nearby barrel and he positions it in front of him, and he just he lays out. He also runs over and grabs a couple of quivers off a nearby wagon and puts them next to him. And his bow and the quivers are at the ready. He's got a little dagger on him, but that's about it. Vixen is now taking a position sort of here, and her halberd, like her pole arm, is sort of over the barrels, as if she's going to use the barrels as a sort of blocking mechanism. Teddy, we're into initiative. So Teddy, what are you doing? You see Blitzen barreling past you at great speed.
Are there any of the siege weapons unmanned on this sleigh?
Yeah, there is currently a mortar that's been unmanned, which is this thing here.
That's kind of facing the wrong direction, though, isn't it? I'm guessing it's sort of...
Mortar. No, mortars have 360 degrees. It's on a track.
Is it completely...
Yeah, it has a track. Jeez. Again, you don't know much about any of these things because none of you have the appropriate skills. But as a good guess, it looks like it turns, and you can see a very simple mechanism to turn it. And you kind of could figure it out, you reckon. You reckon you can figure it out.
How hard could it be to fire a ginormous
military-grade mortar? I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's roll a dice and see.
Yay. The other one's the cannon is manned by Dasher, who does appear to know what he's doing. Steve is on this repeating crossbow thing, and he's sort of practicing, and he's now aiming at this direction and seems to be covering like this side over here and here. And Ratty is still like sort of picking his nose and just looking at everybody. But he's
Dude, I just healed one of our fighters, man.
That was like before. Now you're not doing anything.
Now
so your mind has
picking
gone like, because that's your greatest strength, isn't it? You're an idiot wizard savant.
I was just very decisive in my actions, and you just.
But that takes a lot of brain power, and you're exhausted by that. Like you're like, I did something. I made an idea. Up.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Was that offensive? I didn't mean not
No,
you, Tom.
just wasn't even sure.
I think isn't he a bit like that? Like he just like zones out after a while and comes back into it.
I don't know. I was just taking charge a minute ago, but
That's not very ratty though.
okay.
So what I'm saying is there like a repercussion of taking charge?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You're not doing well with the heat in England right now, are you, sir?
Yeah.
Is it hot where you are?
Yeah, it's super hot here.
I'm sorry. You're basically in underpants, just like with fans all around you, just trying to deal with the heat right now, aren't you?
I don't have any. Yeah. I don't have anything.
Does not have any underpants. Plenty of fans, no underpants. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god! I just got a flash image of that thing that Hidden Heroine or somebody, Sweet Charade or somebody put up of basically Jim naked.
What?
Do you remember
God,
that picture?
no,
That
that's
picture?
not me. It's not me.
He looks so
Way
much like
hairier
you.
than that.
It looks so much like, and it's, you know what it is? It's the come to the rug eyes that I can't forget. And I'm not like distracted that it's a nude dude. I'm cool with that. It just looks like Jim is the weird thing. I've never seen Jim in that light. Like we've been friends, platonic friends, all of our time together.
But I've never gone on all fours in your front room.
You've never given me come to the rug eyes. So this is like me. I'm thinking about this now. It's like, oh, okay, come to the. All right. Oh my god, I can't unlearn that. Okay, good. So moving forwards,
bleach. Get your eye bleach.
yeah. So Teddy, you have initiative, sir. It is your initiative round. Please help.
All right. Yeah, well, I'm trying to. I'm going to try and play with this mortar, see if I can figure it out and point it to where the horde's coming from.
Okay,
and,
you clamber up. I'm going to get rid of this corpse because he's dead. So you're going to make an intelligence test. Do you have any skills that are vaguely relevant? Probably not, I'm guessing.
Only specialist weapon sling.
Nah, this is not going to help you, dude. Make an intelligence test. I'm going to give you a -10 because this is completely alien new technology.
Teddy is not a clever person.
Where's your dice?
Oh, over here by my box. I rolled 26, so it's a fail by 9.
Have you got luck?
Because you gave me -10. No.
Ooh, I feel bad.
I'd have passed without and then negative.
Fine. Okay, you think you get it to work, and actually you can turn it. You work that bit out, but you're completely baffled as to how to load and fire this damn thing. So that you sort of go ching 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 ching, and you just like you have no idea. It's like me working like an oven for the first time. It's like the light isn't working. Why isn't it? You know, that's, the pilot light isn't doing its thing.
Why is it not bringing food to my house?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why do I feel dizzy? Oh yeah, I haven't lit it yet.
In my defense now, I'm actually a better cook than I was then. But that was my 24-year-old self going, "What's an oven?" You know.
The light's on. When does the food appear?
Yeah, exactly. Just waiting patiently for an hour and then phoning them and saying, "Hi, the food hasn't appeared in my oven yet. It's been an hour."
No, it's just too much Star Trek. You're expecting it
way
to
too
be
much Star Trek.
materialized there. Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay, so that explains why the dishes didn't get cleaned either when I put them back in the oven.
Edits, please. Yeah.
So that's your go.
It's broken.
Okay, so Ziggy sort of like turns and goes, "Okay, man. When you see the greens of their eyes, fire!" And then just stops and looks at all of you, and he sort of says it in a way that sounds like he kind of knows what he's talking about, but you all know that he doesn't really know what he's really doing. And although he's going clink, 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 and he's clicking this machine into place, like he does know what he's doing. So I guess there's something. But that's all he does. I can't roleplay his character. It's just not good enough. I don't.
No, you do good.
It.
You do good now.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Well, don't do
You are good. No, you are good.
I don't want it.
You're doing good.
I don't want it. I just want to go back to being the god. I don't want to roleplay a person. Okay. Hi. It has been a long time since I've roleplay a person. We did talk about that. One of you guys is going to do the next game, kind of.
Isn't that your job, literally, every day?
Yeah, but it's my professional life, not my personal life.
Right, okay.
It's different, man.
You just get paid to roleplay, isn't that what
I know there's a lot of love in that. Don't disperse, but don't make it dirty.
I'm not making it dirty. I'm saying it's amazing.
No,
I'm so jealous.
No, it's not that. It's just that it's Steve's character, and it feels a bit naughty. Like, you know, I'm cheating on Steve or something. His character. I don't know. Not that Steve and I are in a relationship. You know what I mean? It's like it feels a little bit like I shouldn't be doing it. I shouldn't be touching. I don't know. Okay, let's get over that. I'm going to go to my therapist and uncover that windcoat.
You're the GM. You have the power to do
I do have the power to destroy all of you. And I may well do, because I think I've overpowered the enemies by some margin. Okay, so that's his go. He's now aiming. Ratty, it's now your go, I believe, sir.
Oh, I'm just standing around doing nothing, Neil. Apparently.
I was just following a thing that didn't work out. So anyway, you've got a whole bunch of goblins coming towards you. They are within like a bow or crossbows.
Did I
range.
get back onto that?
You are manning it, yeah.
Did you look at those bloody
I
scrolls
need
I
to-
gave you at all?
You got
What?
the scrolls as well, yeah.
I can't read, dude, so that's not going to work.
Yes, but here's the thing. Do you want to have a look at them? Sorry, that was terrible.
They could have pictures. They could have pictures on them.
Sorry, guys, I had to step
Oh my
away.
god! Oh my god! They're children's scrolls. They're children magic user scrolls. They're pictures.
Yeah.
They're picture scrolls. That wasn't my initial thought, but I'm kind of thinking I should do that. Okay, so they're picture scrolls.
Okay, I'm not looking at them right now. Right now, as I'm in the heat of battle, I'm just trying to look at what can I figure out what the crossbow needs to do?
Yeah, there's a big red trigger button. And I don't think. I think this is one of the things. This isn't as complicated. In fact, actually, you saw Bondo fire the other one, from the other side. He's fired this one already, and you saw. Yeah. He had a round of like trying to hit a whole bunch of orcs and missed. So you know how this works roughly by you just pull the trigger, and it releases a whole row of bolts.
Pull the trigger. All right, so I'm going to do
There's
that.
also a guard, like an iron sight, which sits on top of it like this, like one, literally just like iron in a cross in a circle. Which you can use to aim. So it gives you plus 10 to
Step
your
away for
ballistic.
2 seconds.
Yeah, do you think?
One sec.
So that adds plus 10 to your ballistic skill.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to point at these goblins that are coming in this way. Are they within range? Yeah.
Yeah, they're within range to hit. Yeah, for sure. So
Okay,
ballistic
so
skill
I'm
plus
gonna-
10, sir.
All right, sweet. I'm going to roll and see if I can shoot them. So my ballistic skill is 34. So I got to get
44
look at those.
under.
44 or under.
Yeah. 22,
It's a hit.
sir. That's a hit. Now you're going to roll
Nice.
a D3 for me.
A D3. Okay, there's the
And this is going to
D3.
be how many hits you hit. How many people times you
Okay.
hit. 2. So you're going to hit 2 out of those 3 people in that group.
Okay.
You're going to roll independently.
I was aiming specifically for this guy here, by the way. Or does that count for anything? So this like cluster, they're moving closest to us.
Which one, sorry? Yeah, this
see-
one is probably the closest cluster.
Yeah,
these
yeah,
are
yeah,
actually on
yeah.
the ball where they are now. Whereas these orcs and stuff are a bit further away. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Alright.
So I was aiming for these guys. So I hit 2 of them, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so you can pick which 2 you hit, but you start going bada 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 bada. And this thing like
Okay, so this
this thing
nearest
jacks
guy?
back and forwards.
And the one right next to him.
Cool, this one as well. All right, so
Yeah.
if you want to roll, I have not been doing my housekeeping. So if you want to roll, and tell me, because I'm just going to be writing some stuff in the background.
Is it D6?
It
D6?
is a D6 plus effective strength of 4.
Okay, I need to
This
find.
thing's
Is this,
pretty lethal, actually.
is it D6? I always get I can't tell which of the D6 and the D3s.
D6 is going to be yellow or red. Yeah. So first
Okay.
hit, sir. Bam. That's a natural 6. That's a
Six.
critical. That's 10. You get to roll your ballistic skill again, please. Oh, no. It's a ranged weapon. It's automatic, I believe. It's automatic.
Oh, really?
You just roll it again, yeah.
Okay.
To be honest with you, you've killed this thing, so you want to roll
All right,
just for
this
shits
is
and
the closest goblin. He got 8.
That's 12 points of damage. That's going to completely just wipe him out. It's just like bada, 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 and these things just
That
rip through.
shot goes straight through his solar plexus and
There's like 4 or 5 bolts just like rip straight through him. Yeah.
like he flies off into the distance. Like that.
Like that. I'm going to draw a picture
All
of
right,
him not
so this
looking
is
happy.
the
Little X.
Second roll for this guy.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
I'm back.
3.
Plus 4, that's 7.
Okay.
That's it. Yep, 7 points of damage. Unless you want to put a luck spin on that and make it 8. 3. Okay.
Nah, I'm gonna save my luck.
All right, cool. So you go, bada, 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 and he sort of hits him like in the sides and the flank, and he sort of dives for cover, missing the rest of the bolts. But he's definitely been hit, but he's not out for the count. He's just sort of
Okay.
like, he's used his shield to try and parry it a little bit, and he obviously took a hit or something, but it's not slowed him down. He sort of
He's
staggered
shaken
forwards.
but not stirred.
Exactly right, Mr. Moneypenny. Cool. Okay, so that's. Gosh, did I actually say that out loud? Like I went with that geek bit. We're such geeks. Fuck, love it.
Do you have the
Love it,
beast
though.
in your shite, Highlander?
Exactly right, Mister. something, Mr. Blow something or other. Blow
Oh, no. Rodrigo Ramirez.
Scaramanga. I see you've got to go. Yeah, let's not go into this.
Crossing your Sean Connerys here.
Don't cross Sean
Don't
Connery's
cross the
streams.
Sean Connery. Yeah.
It'll explode the world. Okay, so the goblins are out. The other one's been hit, which is good. That's your round. Next up is Bondo. The goblins are all moving forward. They're still pretty much pretty okay about this whole running at you blindly stuff. Actually, as you do so, Prancer jumps up, but sort of leans over the barrel and just fires a shot, and he just completely dead eyes this goblin that you've already hit, Ratty, and sends him back, arrow through his neck, and he just thumps to the ground, almost like it's to a standstill. It's pretty vicious. The other goblin wavers a little bit and starts going this direction, and these starts breaking up and they start moving apart from each other. Obviously they're like hardened veterans as goblins. They know what they're doing because they start putting a lot of space in between them as they're running at you. Bondo.
Right. Who's the elf next to me? Do you say it's Prancer?
You've got Prancer's on the ground here. You've got Dasher, who's on the cannon, who's sort of hasn't lit it yet. He's definitely just waiting for the opportune moment. In front of you is Teddy, who is on the mortar, not being able to work it, and you've got Ziggy, who's currently cranking the repeating crossbow and is still aiming. So clearly, he's trying to make a more concise shot. What are you doing, sir?
Okay. Right. Okay, I have a plan. Whew. Right then.
Ooh, that was a big one.
Teddy, you're a good shot, aren't you? At which point I want to light one of the bombs. Point at the orcs that are here.
Wait. What are these orcs? These are goblins, but yeah, okay.
Goblins, yes.
This is
There's
going to be some
goblins in this
crazy
area.
Bondo action. Get ready for
and
the crazy Bondo craziness.
Yay! There's explosions and everything. Right. Teddy, you're a good shot. I'm not such a dead eye myself. Chuck that at them, and I want to light the fuse.
So wait, time out a second. Let's just step, because I want everybody to remember exactly how this went.
You're gonna
How he died. Yeah.
Teddy lit bomb.
Okay.
Yes.
So Teddy's not looking at you currently. So does this count as a surprise action?
I've shot Teddy 3 times. I'm hoping you'll be turned around.
I'm gonna get you to make an initiative test because you're not expecting this, and currently you're wrestling with a mortar. So all you hear is, sorry, say that again. What did you say, Bondo? What did you say?
Teddy, you're a good shot. Throw this at them.
Okay, so and he just shot something at you. Make an initiative test.
93. No.
I'm holding it up.
Really?
I'm holding it up.
Really? Is that 93?
93.
Wow.
Bondo, if you kill us with your
so
bomb plan,
If he doesn't pick it up, I'm just going to throw it.
And you're standing right next to the bag of bombs. Okay, so Teddy.
I've just got my head down the mortar barrel, right?
Yeah, you sort of raise your head, see this thing go and just throwing out, and you catch it, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you realize what it is, and then you just hurl it straight up about 30 yards up, as hard as you can. I'm saving your ass. Go with it, okay?
All right.
Okay. And you just go, it just goes bam, and just explodes as a huge, massive fireball erupts above the wagon and illuminates all of you in this blazing light. Sinta goes, what the bloody hell was that? Me bombs! And just stomps back towards the wagon. So nothing happened.
Me precious bombs!
Me precious bombs! So, and you hear Steve go, Eich! No, what does he say? I don't know what the German would be for bloody hell.
My Leben!
Mein helmet! He does that. His helmet's going. So all of you are fine, but that was a close shave. I've saved your ass on that one, Pete.
Can I just ask what has happened with the war penguins?
You hitched them up over yonder. Blitzen is still running full pelt into the darkness, and you hear the honking.
Wasn't Jim summoning them?
He was summoning them.
I honked them. I don't know what happened after that.
They're probably tied up, so they probably can't actually do shit.
Whatever they do
Pete
in
is
their
the only
private
one that
time, that's
listens
up
to
them.
the podcast, the streaming cast.
Yes.
Very good. They probably are tied up to a big fucking wagon that is you put onto an anchor, basically. Yes, probably. They're honking madly to get to their true love, but they can't necessarily escape the wagon. Your characters don't know that, by the way.
True love now.
Yeah,
I thought it was
true
his
love.
mum.
Oh.
Didn't realize it was a love thing.
True, it is a love thing, dude. Didn't you see his critical success as animal handling? His animal handling test.
Oh no!
He
I'm
handled
not going
those
to
animals.
practice animal husbandry till I get caught for it.
Okay. Animal husbandry is a real skill, by the way. That actually doesn't mean what you think it means. Okay.
I know, I'm joking.
But yes, you critical successed it. So yes, she's still running flat out into the darkness. So me saving the PCs yet again. I really don't want you to have to half the episode is you re-rolling new characters, so I think that's a fair save. All right, and it makes for a better story. That's your goes. Teddy, you're now going to lose your go next round because I saved your ass. I think that's fair. Okay, that is all of you, I believe. Okay, at this point, the goblins are now running.
Hang on. Whoa.
What?
What
did Ziggy do?
Oh yeah, Ziggy is still aiming, and he's like, you just hear them going chink chink, and he's just about to he's probably going to be firing next round. You also
waiting for the whites of their greens of their eyes, wasn't it?
At the end of basically every round is like 6 seconds, right? So this happened over a period of 6 seconds. At the end of which you hear this, and you hear this kind of. Then you hear this almighty crash as all these voices start screaming out into the distance, and you can feel the ground actively shake now and shudder. The earth beneath the wagon beneath your feet is now shuddering, and you can see all these figures with vaguely reflecting in the darkness. This is, for instance, over here is one of the campfires near the sentry point, and they're just these figures charging straight towards the camp, and they're not even. It's not even like they're trying to go for cover or trying to be tactical. They're just brutally running towards the camp, and a few of them they're reasonably quick, and a few of them actually make the edges of the light that surrounds the camp. And you see that these are, again, as you saw before, these bloodthirsty orcs, and there are a lot of them. You are completely outnumbered, maybe 3 to 1, 4 to 1. It's not good, and these are orcs, not goblins, by the way. On that cheery note, Teddy, you missing your go. Next round is therefore Ziggy. He opens up with a barrage of fire into the goblins. Somebody say something for Ziggy because I want to roleplay him. That's a critical success, so I'm going to double.
Eat this to goblins fine.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, all right. So that's what he says, and he fires out, and he streaks around. He actually has 5 hits, and he goes bam, 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 and he just arcs this repeating crossbow from left to right at these. There's 6 of them remaining, and he hits all 5 of them. I'm going to roll the damage for these things. I may not even have to write it down. Let's have a look. So the first one is hit squares. That's 3. That's 4. Okay, so oh man, this is going to take a while. You know what? I'm just going to do a collective hit. So I'm going to say...
Yeah, that's probably easiest.
Yeah, I've got an idea. So anything... I know it's basically wounded or safe or... Yeah. Okay. Dun, 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 and... Dun, 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 dun. Okay, cool. So this one sort of dies for cover. The second one gets hit straight ahead in his head. And his head just gets pepper-potted and he goes down. The next one gets hit in the leg and suddenly starts halting. The next 2 just go straight down in a barrel of fire. He just arcs this fire straight across and just takes out 3 of these goblins.
But no one notices because it's Steve.
No,
right?
all of you are still recovering from the shell shock of the bomb exploding above your head.
Yeah. Looking the other direction.
Yeah, you're basically looking, and your ears are ringing. And as you sort of come out of the daze of the flash, you then see 3 of these goblins falling down for no reason. And the other 2 are now wavering as well. So I'm going to make a leadership test here for all 3 of them. Yeah, they start panicking. All 3 of them just see them being mowed down, and they just turn tail and start running back into the night. All of them's hobbling back into the night. Prancer actually finishes this one off with a good
You'd
clean
love
hit.
to see it.
Love to see it. Hate to see you leave, but love to watch you go. Doesn't make sense with goblins, does it?
They've probably got scrawny bums. So
They've probably got scrawny bums. Okay, so anyway, those goblins are fleeing now. Yay, you've solved my goblin event. Or something, I guess. All right, so that is their round. The orcs are now literally sort of swarming like ants over these wagons. A couple of them clambering up on top of the rooftops. They've got bows, and some of them are just rolling around. They're just literally just coming at you. They seem to be endless as well. You can't even tell how many there are. They're just coming in waves towards you. These dudes are all over here doing their thing. Cool. How many rounds has this been? Like 2 or 1? Second round now, right?
I fucked up the mortar and then you made me loosen go. So yeah, this is the second round.
Second round. Okay. So next go is Ratty. Ratty, what are you doing, sir?
I'm gonna look at the scrolls. I'm like, because I'm guessing that the crossbow is unloaded, right?
No, the crossbow's loaded. There's another 2 racks. That's the thing. You can use it.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a little bit boring then, and I'm gonna use that for now.
I think it's completely legitimate, so it's not boring at all.
Okay. I'm gonna take aim at. So I'm gonna swing the crossbow around at this closest orc here, the one that's sort of coming in towards Sinta Klaas.
On the top of the wagon or on the side of the wagon?
On the top of the wagon.
Okay.
And I am opening fire.
Okay, so ballistic skill plus 10 because you've got iron sights.
Okay.
That is a 40. What's your ballistic skill?
My ballistic skill is 34, so I pass.
That's a pass. Nice. So roll a d3 or roll a d6 and 1 to 2 all that stuff. Here's a d3 actually. So.
D3 here.
Over here.
Yes.
Yep.
I got one. Okay, so C.
3. Nice. So you can do a combination as you choose. You can do 3 hits on 1 person. You can do 2 hits on 1 hit, or you can do 1 hit on 3 people. So it's entirely your choice because you're sort of aiming it as you go.
I am going to do 2 hits on this main guy and 1 hit on the guy just behind him.
So the 2
on
people
the
on
left.
top of the roof of the wagon.
Yeah.
Like catching them.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Nice.
Okay, so that's d6s each. Yeah.
Yep. 2d6. So 1d6 each. Sorry. Plus strength 4.
First roll.
Natural critical. Okay, so roll another 6 because it's ballistic skill. You don't need to roll your ballistic skill again. That's 6 plus 4. That's 10 plus 14 points of damage. That is going to do it.
Is he dead? And well, I mean, I'm going to roll
completely dead.
again.
He's so dead.
I mean, he's getting another bolt in him anyway because I. I'm
going to actually make a ballistic skill test, and I'll allow you to sort of like change the arc of fire as you realise he's going down. Otherwise, it will hit him. Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try that then. Okay.
So roll a ballistic skill, and you can sort of change the fire arc.
No,
okay. So both rounds are going to go into him, as it were, both clumps of rounds, and then you can turn it in the last one.
Eyeball. He gets a bolt in each eye and kind of.
In fact, you put 4 bolts in him, like 1 in each eye, and then you make a smiley face in his face.
Yeah, and he just kind of just stands there for a moment, like sort of in mid motion, and then kind of teeters off the edge of the car, and
like you do this, you like make a little smiley face in where his mouth actually is and where his eyes are, just to punctuate the point you've killed him.
Okay, so I've got one last guy. This guy on the left is also getting 1 shot in him. So let's see who goes. 5.
Okay, that's 4. That's 9. If I have a quick look on the big book of monsters, which I carry around with me, that is going to 5, 7, 7. Yeah, okay, that is definitely going to knock him back, and he's going to make a saving throw to avoid being knocked off the wagon. He fails that. He's then going to make a falling. All right, cool. So you hit him, and then basically he just like staggers back and then just falls straight back. You don't see it, but you just hear this like deadening as he. What actually happens is he actually lands on his neck and he breaks his neck and dies from the fall damage as well as the crossbow bolt that's sticking in him. So you've effectively kind of indirectly taken out 2 of them, which is pretty cool. All right, nice round. And may I say how incredibly traditionally roleplay that was?
All right, thank you very much.
Minus the Gatling gun repeating crossbow.
I'm politely shaking your hand over the.
That was politely well done for the. That was no jokes at all. No gags, no jokes.
I doff my cap, sir.
Good, clean fun. Any role player can enjoy that, no matter their prevalence. Yes, very good. All right, so that was that round. We need to get the jokes back, so let's move swiftly on to Jim.
No! Right then.
All right, Jim, what are you going to do?
Teddy!
Maybe you should throw a bomb at somebody else and see if they... Teddy.
No. I'm hoping I've got Teddy's
juggle
attention
some bombs
now.
Just keep throwing bombs at people and see if they, bat it away.
Yeah. Hey, so I'm gonna think fast. Here you go. No, I'm thinking more along the lines of I've got Teddy's attention now. I'm hoping.
Yes.
So
I would say
I'm
you've got
going
Teddy's
to
attention.
hand him Lit
A
bomb.
lit bomb.
Yeah.
Still lighting bombs.
And then points at the goblins again.
Okay. All right. So
You do my aiming
His
for me. I
ballistic
like
skill
it.
can't be as bad as mine. Mine is
so
terrible.
Teddy, whether you like it or not, you get handed yet another lit bomb, but this time it's done in a really polite, slightly formal. He bows as he does it, like he slightly bows towards
yeah.
you.
Because of the distance I have to stretch forward, so it looks like a bow.
He slightly bows towards you, and this thing is just in his palm of his hand. And he's not moving. He's not like giving it to you. He's also not taking it or throwing it. He's just standing there. What do you want to do, Teddy?
Now, there's two options. Do I take the stupid option or the...
Oh, I don't know,
Really
man.
stupid
I'm
option,
okay
yeah.
with either. I saved you once. You can save yourself the next time. It's kind of
No, it's going to be a fake point if I do the stupid thing and it doesn't go well. So let's
could push
do
him
the
off the wagon.
non-stupid thing. No, I was going to put it in the mortar and try and figure out how to fire the mortar. But
Ooh, I like that. Do that.
Oh, God.
Do
I'm
that.
going to die!
Totally do it.
Guys,
I
it's been
I will
fun,
give you some kind
audience.
of bonus just
Thank
as a
you.
kind of thank you to you for that. I'm into it. Do it. Go with your
yeah,
instinct.
sure. It makes sense. No one said...
It totally makes
Let's
sense.
figure out how this mortar works, right?
All right, I'm gonna
can't throw it that far
give
probably
you.
anyway, that's
I'm
nuts.
gonna give you. I'm gonna give you. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm gonna give you like a lucky roll test. I'm making this up on the spot, folks. This doesn't exist. It's a 50-50 chance that you, through hook or crook, work out how the fuck this thing, to fire this thing, okay? So it's 50-50, dude. It's going to be 50 or under.
Roll the dice. Oh,
What'd you get?
55.
55. I kind of feel like I got
Why
you
do
in
I
this
listen
mess.
to Neil?
I don't
Why
know.
did I listen to him?
I did get you into this mess. Oh, 55. Wait, is that 55? That's a double.
Yes.
You lucky son of a bitch. That's actually a misfire.
I'll take it.
No, that's a misfire. If you roll a double, I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. I swear to whichever
No,
god you
I'm with
believe
you
in.
on this. I do remember
Do you remember this, right? This is a
Yeah, yeah.
gunfire misfire. If you roll a double, several things happen. One is that it misfires and splutters and goes out. Another one is that it goes out or it could go off in about a round or two. Another one is it goes off immediately. But this is a misfire. Dude, you are the luckiest son of a bitch I've ever met in my entire life. All right, so you are going to now roll a misfire table. I can tell. I'm not going to tell you off the top of my head. I'm just going to tell you what happens based on your roll. So you're just going to roll a
God.
D100 and good luck.
It's been nice.
This is a
baby.
good thing. Okay,
21.
all right,
Is that
all
a good? Is that a good?
This is
number?
a very good thing. This is a very good thing. So you basically go dunk and dunk this in, and you just keep going, oh shit, and you start like what you thought was the clicker doesn't, and you go, oh my god, and you sort of look down the barrel and you see this thing goes, and it just stops and it just goes, and this little kind of this little smoke, little bubble of smoke, like drifts out and just comes into your face, and you go. Like that, and you've actually like it's misfired. Like the bomb hasn't gone off. It's stuck in the mortar, but it's actually now no longer ignited. You lucky you lucky little halfling. You rolled a 55. Wow, that was a good one.
Lucky would it have been going in the troll's mouth and exploding? This is
I don't know,
just...
dude. Like fate
Yeah.
points that you spent. You've already hit one. You know, you've only got one left. haven't you? All right, so
Yes.
that's what your round is. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay. So that's where you
All right.
two are at. I believe we're on. Is this a new
So,
round?
but it didn't fire the thing anyway.
No, it
because
didn't.
there was
You haven't
no-
worked out how to fire it yet, but you're getting close. I'm going to give you bonuses because you're sort of doing trial and error to a good fire. Sinta Claus at this point has
Overrun by hordes.
Sinta Claus has like
Figure
stepped
it out.
back, and some of these orcs are now like piling around, and they're almost within range. Sinta Claus has now adopted this very wide like legged stance, almost like Shotokan karate, and his axe is like being held up, one in front of him, one behind him, and his muscles are like steel ropes, like they're just like bunched up, and he's just bulged. This man is more like he's like a dwarf man. He's like a human and a dwarf, like made a love child, and he's like the product of it. He looks incredibly hard and tough, and completely composed. There are orcs like swarming over this wagon over here and running through. And what you hear in the distance, again, you sort of see this lumbering figure just slowly, and it just goes like that, very softly, and yet more start piling towards. Cool. Okay, I guess that is the Prancer stands up and takes a shot. We have Vixen as well, right? And then Dasher is also going to. That's a good hit. Okay, so another orc goes down. This one that's sort of like rampaging towards just gets shot straight into the neck and just gets knocked back. And then we have Vixen, who's now Oh yeah, Vixen's here as well. She's standing guard. Dasher is now lighting the cannon and is like moving the cannon around, is aiming it towards this general direction over here. But nothing's happened so far. New round, I believe. So Teddy, it's your round again.
Again? Oh, quick. That came around quick. Oh, yeah, because I used Bondo stuff, didn't I? I guess it's going to take that bomb out and figure out how to do another one.
Could try actually throwing it at the bad guys. You know.
Well, it's not lit, is it? You're going to light it for me?
I've got flint and steel. So
right.
Bondo's got flint and steel. We've got a light.
Okay, so you can definitely do a combined
Light this
round.
one up, Bondo.
Jim, you're going to lose your round for this.
Okay.
And actually, the way it's going to work is that you can only do this at Jim's turn. Does that make sense? So you can delay your turn, Pete, and work together in unison. Makes sense. All right, so you're delaying your turn. Steve's go again. He's now you hear this kind of got in Himmler, as he can't quite get the shot because the repeating crossbow is sort of locked to 180 degrees. I think it was 180 degrees. Yeah, so he can't actually get as far around as the orcs in the front, and he sort of like starts debate, like looking whether or not he should just give up and just takes his shield out. But he's just sort of standing there at the moment. Next up, I believe, is Ratigansa.
Yes.
Indeed.
I don't want to be boring and still use this crossbow, but it's really
you're the,
good.
like bastion of roleplay right now. You can do it.
Yeah, I mean, Ratty is turned out to be quite a demon with this thing.
I just like the idea that Gobbo and Spidge have like flak jackets and like US Army helmets on and just like
they're definitely sitting on my shoulders watching and kind of calling the shots.
Didn't we say every time you killed something they would go woo and just like clapping their paws together? That's what they're doing. Their comedy's back. Thank God for that. We were very close to not having any comedy on your turn. Okay, so the little ferrets are jumping them down, going woo, and just like actually they're not jumping up and down. That would be crazy. They're sitting very politely straight back and just clapping like this. Every time you kill something.
So they're actually also calling the shots. Like, one of them
shots. These ferrets, they're spotters. Have they got tiny binoculars?
Let me finish. They're kind of like
tiny binoculars.
They're like
one of them has a cigar and
they've
mirrored
got little
shade.
field glasses.
They're like Ratatouille, like
they just. I gotta drill them. Sorry, it's like this. It's like
he's off.
Looks like MacArthur.
Little helmets. So no, carry on. Don't ignore me. I'm just amusing myself.
I just let you play it out and work it out of your system, Neil.
There you go.
But they literally will tug on my head and tug on my hair to like call attention to who's closest or whatever, and swing round the crossbow. If I can reach it, I swing around and shoot.
Okay, cool.
So my question is, can I shoot? See this guy that's coming in on Sinta Klaas here?
Yeah.
Can I shoot at him, or is Sinta Klaas in the way? Like
you can. Yeah, that's a good point. You are elevated above him. However, Sinta Klaas is not small. He's about 6 foot tall, which is pretty big for a human. And the orcs are about 5 yards ahead of him, and they're pretty tall too. But I would say you're running the risk. It's not a precision weapon. It's like a scattergun thing. It's like
if I roll
badly, you probably you could hit him.
I'm gonna pepper him.
Yeah, I would suggest probably not doing that at the moment until things get clearer.
All right, I'll swing around on these two guys over here on the other side of the car. I'm gonna aim at them.
Sure, that makes sense. Okay, so you probably got three. This one's like creeping around the side, let's say, so let's be fair. So you can probably hit 3 of them if you roll like 3 on a d3 if you hit. So roll your ballistic skill first, plus 10.
Okay.
More than happy for the shorties to blow each other up, but woe betide Centaurus gets any.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. It's all about length of leg, isn't it?
So with luck, I passed that.
With luck, you passed that. Okay, so you use your luck. Your luck holds, sir.
Okay.
So you fire off, and you just manage. The thing actually starts rattling so hard, you almost lose control. But you manage just to grip it a little bit harder, and you manage to bring it to bear. Okay, roll a d3, sir. 1.
Whoa.
So you can hit one of them one time, basically.
Okay, so I'm shooting at, I guess this guy's slightly closer. Oh man, this is not my round.
That's
Okay.
all right. You've got 2 criticals before, so you're doing well.
Yeah, I
So
did pretty good.
How much is that? That's 6 points of
2.
damage.
Yeah, 6
Which would
points of
mean
damage.
that's like, okay, so you sort of hit it, but you don't, you sort of, you kind of catch it just in its arm, but it doesn't really stop. I mean, this thing is just pelting straight towards you, and it doesn't really do that much damage, and it keeps coming at you. And you don't do a huge amount of damage to it, but you definitely hit it, but it doesn't seem to even feel pain. It's just like, you also can see it quite clearly. It's raging towards you. Its eyes are bulging. It's like snout and its mouth with two tusks sticking out of it, just like slobbering.
All angry.
Yeah, it's like, "Rah!" and it's like screaming. "Rah!" In fact, it shouts out a word which you can hear quite clearly, which is "wag," like that. Which anybody's interested, I think it's spelled Waagh or something like that, or with an R in there.
That sounds good.
They are nod to war, my folks. We do our best. So yes, this thing is now charging towards you like that. Okay, so next round, I believe, is...
No. It's the end. It's Bondo's go, so we get to toss bombs at people, right?
No, that's what I mean. The end of round, not next round. Sorry, my apologies. So it's you two get to go. Okay, Bondo.
What? Right.
Light her up, Bondo.
Right, so you hold it. You hold it, son. I'll play it. Right. So I get the flint and steel out, light the fuse. Light the fuses, bitches! And hopefully Teddy can
Between
throw
the
it.
2 of us Muppets, we can throw something.
Yeah, do it.
Hold the breath.
91,
Oh,
very good.
God.
Okay, so the rules for bombs are a little different. Where are you aiming it first and foremost?
Well, seeing as I've only got little arms, I'm throwing it at this guy here.
What's your strength?
3.
3. So I'm going to say you can throw it a maximum of 12 yards, which is probably around here-ish. And you throw it, but you completely fuck the throw. So now you're going to roll a d12, which is this purple thing here.
Oh, hello.
And that's the direction it's going to go in, and then we're going to roll to see where it explodes. I'm going to roll.
So
you're going to roll this. You're going to roll this one once. So d6 after.
Is it? It's sort of one behind the guy.
Okay, so the clock face is. Let's see. Here's the dude. This is the 12. That's the
No,
6.
it was this dude. But okay.
Well, you get what I'm saying. So just
Yeah,
transpose
yeah.
the clock. Move the clock
Okay,
with your imagination, sir.
Doink.
11.
We're going to 11 o'clock.
Over
So it's-
here-ish. Okay, so
Yeah.
then roll a d6 and let's see how far it travels. 3 yards. So I'm going to say it goes to around here-ish. Okay, so it's going to be exploding like
Nice.
that. I'm going to give this dude a chance to dodge. Okay, the thing you throw it and it sort of goes awry, and it hits the wagon and just immediately explodes. Unfortunately for this dude, he dives the wrong way and actually dives into the explosion. So even though you've completely fucked it up, you managed to probably hit somebody. And it's going to take I'm going to roll it for you so you don't know what's happening. Okay, so this thing, like this wagon half collapses and sort of buries this orc underneath it like this. And it sort of explodes. The wagon starts catching fire and the wagon rocks quite a lot and half...
I'll just look at Bondo and shrug and go, yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad, son. Not bad.
Okay. Well, this is now round 4, I want to say, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just
Steve's
so we know
second go, or is he? Does he get
No,
that? with the
no,
crossbow?
he's only got goes in melee combat, so this kind of stuff doesn't really work. Okay, these orcs are now piling into our man on the ground. Actually, our people on the ground, Vixen and also Sinta. So they start engaging in combat here, and here and here. These are now moving to here and here. This one is moving to here, and these dudes are all swarming this way around.
Oh, look at them.
Look at that.
Touching in unison around Sad Neil as well. Oh.
Oh,
they-
poor
no,
Sad Neil.
Sad Neil, they're cool with Sad Neil because they understand his pain of not having the slingshot bought for him. By
Well,
his
he's no threat without the
parents
slingshot, is he?
during the years that his friends had the slingshots, and then he was sans slingshot for that period of the summer. Not ridiculed, but they kind of looked at him like, mate,
Could be
sorry,
better.
mate.
Yeah.
Could be better.
Didn't
Sorry,
get
mate."
a black widow.
I'm okay. I'm not bitter about it. I grew up to be a reasonably well balanced human being. It's just I don't know what it is about that slingshot. It was just the name of it, the Black Widow. You know, I don't know why it was called a Black
It
Widow.
was
It doesn't
awesome.
make any sense, really,
Yeah.
does it? It doesn't make any sense though. Why was it called Black Widow? It's a spider.
Small and deadly.
Do spiders use catapults? Is that a thing that I didn't know about them?
Yeah, they use catapults, also yo-yos.
They're made out of rubber. Yeah.
Okay, you're talking bollocks now, so we're going to prove on.
Small,
Okay.
vegetarian rubber.
Okay.
Yes.
You're talking shite, so let's move forward. Okay, so the first two orcs make their attack rolls, and ooh, that's a big hit. So, let's do this. Ooh, that's a.
Who's firing that? Did that cannon get fired at all? Or is it just sort of...
Not yet. It's about to. That's not good. Okay, Vixen gets this thing just like barrels straight through the barrels and launches itself on Vixen, and Vixen gets caught straight in the mush, right in the grill, by this orc, and they fall down behind the barrels and they start rolling around. She takes a really heavy hit. She drops her halberd and is now like on the floor with this thing, and you can hear the screeches of this creature, and she's screaming and swearing, and they're rolling around and beating bloody hells out of each other. Sinta Claus steps forward and sort of easily parries the blow of this first creature as these other creatures start swarming around. You're no mathematician by any stretch of the imagination, Ratty, but you are seeing a scenario very quickly that you're going to be overwhelmed by these things. And by the way, these things are the ones that are here. However, you can see more coming over here.
Oh, okay, we see that. That's something we should maybe have been a bit more aware of, Neil, because I thought this was it.
Nope. You can't see them yet, but you're aware that there are more because you've got limited night vision, sir.
Silhouettes.
Yeah, you can see silhouettes. So these are a lot. I also don't want to crash the system by putting too many of these objects on the board, because that would make for a very hard cut to the intro page of OBS. But anyway, there are a lot more of these things.
We really need those war penguins.
Can everybody make an initiative test, please?
Ooh.
Right then.
Pass something today would be handy. No, no, my initiative is
fail. How you doing, Tom?
I'm just rolling. I fail.
Okay. Well, that's a massive fail. Okay, so Ziggy goes,
"They're not coming. I heard them. They're honking the other direction. Flee for your lives."
And then he starts like firing off this thing going, yeah, he's not helping.
Oh,
so.
man.
Yeah, you don't know where these things are. You can't even heard anything. You don't even know where Blitzen is. You can't even see her anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, things looking pretty grim there, folks. Where are we up to? Which round do we say we're up to? These things have just had a go, right? So I guess we're back to the top. And Sinta Claus is now in combat. He's sort of like, starting to chop around. This thing is actually weirdly, this huge monster thing is just like it's stomping towards you, but it's very slow. It's not really. It's taking its time. At this point, the cannon discharges, and you see this. I'm going to make you lot can make the roll. I know what his ballistic skill is, but one of you can please roll for Dasher.
Not me. I've not really rolled anything tonight.
Very quiet.
I don't think it should be. I don't know. Either it should be Pete, because Pete, your luck has not been good so far. So how about?
All right. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Come on, Pete. Come on, buddy.
No, terrible. 72.
That was a terrible idea, Tom.
Oh man.
I told you these dice.
That's a shocking idea, Tom. Let the unluckiest person here roll the decisive shot. Okay.
I just figured it had to change, I figured the luck had to change.
This isn't movies. This is a role-play board game with middle-aged people. It doesn't work like that. Do you not know anything? Have you not learnt anything about your middle age so far? It doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out as you thought it was going to do.
Luck is not on the other side. Neither is time.
All right. So the Dasher just turns the cannon and he just fires. And this thing just goes straight over, just smashes straight into the side of Sinta's wagon and just blows an enormous hole straight out of the side. Sinta Claus, in the middle of like deep combat, turns.
Okay, that's amazingly lucky because that just completely hides the fact that I was ransacking.
There you go. So you're lucky.
Your footprints have been covered. Yeah.
Sinta Claus just turns over and throws over by the back of his head and goes, "You just did what?" like that, and then just goes back into combat with these creatures. Dash just goes, "Sorry, think it might be the manifold. Just adjusting." He turns around. He just picks up with these small but kind of heavy cannonballs and starts trying to heft it back into the open, now steaming end of this cannon. Where are we at? So it's new round, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Are you and Teddy going to drop this whole like thing? Or are you going to keep
The hell
going?
no.
Well, okay.
No,
all
no,
right.
no, not
So
at all.
I guess it goes straight to
Bondo,
Zygmunt.
you muppet, light me another one.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck.
Well, they're so close. Who cares now? You know.
Yeah, I guess so. So Ziggy turns the crank, as it were, and fires out and hits. Well, I don't know what he hits. Let's find out. He hits two of these dudes as they start running towards it. One of them is definitely out. So he hits like the one that's the closest here, and he just like thuds these bolts straight around. He goes, yeah, 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 like that, to the point where his voice breaks, and you think he may have gone through puberty again. That's how good that shot was. Although none of you saw it, you just hear the voice breaking as he hits his crescendo, and his voice just goes, like that.
Hear his voice breaking.
Yeah. The second shot thuds into the same creature as a double tap, which seems completely wasteful and not really appropriate to the situation. But there you go. That's his go. Where we're at to. So then next is Ratty. Ratty, it's your go, sir.
Okay. Sensing that things are going to get desperate. Also, has the repeating crossbow not run out of crossbows?
Yeah, you pull the trigger like as if you're about to shoot the next round, and you just hear this chung chung chung.
Okay.
And you realise that how this thing works, you're out of bolts.
I'm going to casting around desperately. What are my options? So there's an orc here that's sort of on top of. Is it Blitzen?
Oh, no, Blitzen's not there. You don't know where Blitzen is. It's not. No, Vixen. Vixen is her name. Yeah.
All right, Vixen. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at the scrolls. I'm going to have a look. I'm like desperately casting around. I grab the scrolls Teddy threw at me, and take a look.
So you open these scrolls, and the first thing that happens is like almost like the scrolls seem to be a light, like they have like an inner light working like the screen of a touch phone or something, right?
Okay.
It just lights up, and all these words start swirling around. It doesn't hurt your eyes, but it's just weird. You can't make it out. And as you start doing that, Noodle starts scrambling up the side of your jacket, your bathrobe, and then just sits and just puts his paw on your cheek, as if to say, "They're there." And suddenly the words like coalesce and become formed sentences. You don't know what it means per se, but you do know what it means. Like you can't, like if anybody says, what is that word? You wouldn't be able to describe what that word is. It's some kind of language. And the second that Noodle like pats you on the, puts his paw against your cheek, the words come into being and they make sense. And you realize it's a spell, but this isn't any spell. I mean, it's a strange spell. For instance, you don't have to scream out, "Ignite, you bastard," or anything like that. It's a spell that is summoned by a whole bunch of really weird, nonsensical sing-song words, and you sort of get that you're supposed to say these out loud at the top of your voice in your outdoor projecty voice, like telling people it's not your fault voice,
right?
Which is usually screamed at somebody loudly when they're very close to you. But you get the feeling that if you say these words out loud, which you somehow understand, something's going to happen.
Okay. But I don't know what.
You don't know what, no.
Okay. So I'm just going to... So if I say these words, something is going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Can you roll just do me a favor, roll a 1d6, please.
Okay. All right. Mysterious D6 rolling time.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this one. Three.
Okay. All right, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to say the words. What are the words?
Are you like focusing on anything or targeting anything or just like trying it? Just like saying it out loud?
I mean, I'm sort of generally like mostly interested, like facing towards the bag, the orcs. I'm mainly focusing on them. So, I guess it's aimed at them, but I'm not like sort of gesturing or I kind of like wave my around and then kind of just sort of wipe it in their general direction as I say the words.
Of the orcs or your people?
The orcs.
Okay. All right. So you say it out loud and you sort of like wipe your hand across. And as you do so, you just get this incredible feeling in your stomach. And your stomach just like almost not explodes, but just completely just goes huge and then just pushes back out. And you send this massive kind of like column of wind out of your mouth, and it just knocks these bunch of orcs and the orcs behind them that are coming around completely off their feet and pushes them back like this.
Can I ask what the words I had to say were, Neil? I think we should tell everyone.
Fuck you, Tom. Sure. Igneus laertis sum et philae et flatulantus. There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, pull that out of my ass. All right.
Literally, yeah.
Very convincing Latin.
Cool. It's a wind blast spell, so that's what you got.
Yeah.
So, but as you do it, half the page tears, but the other half of the page is still intact of this particular scroll. So there you go.
Okay.
Okay. A whole bunch of these things get knocked down and pinned back. Next go, I believe, is Bondo and what's his face, Pete, Teddy.
Bondo and
more bombs? Do you reckon, Pete?
Yeah.
We're gonna run with the double act, don't we?
Okay.
I think we'll stand on each other's shoulders, and I want just to aim for like around Sad Near.
Yeah.
Around them.
Okay. That's cracking. Yeah.
This guy at the back here looks like he needs to be blown up,
vaporized.
Okay. Do it, dude.
Yeah. Let's see how badly this can go. Come on, we've got to get something under bloody 50.
Got another one, son.
26. A hit, a perfect hit. Okay, you can drop it. You drop it here, and it's going to hit all 4 of these dudes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to now roll a D8. Sorry,
D8.
Scratch that. A D10. It's a strength 6 hit. So anything over 2 or 3, and you're going to kill these things.
Bondo, you can roll the damage dice, mate.
Which one am I doing? D10, yeah.
Just roll a D10.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
I'm so excited. I'm furiously munching half a packet of mango strips as we're talking. Like, these things are being demolished. It's so exciting. I'm such a fucking geek. All right.
6.
Okay, that's 1. Yep. Go ahead. Roll again.
Oh, it's roll 3.
Roll again.
Yep.
Right, I've got a 4.
Yep. 2 more.
It's in your secret box.
8.
You can't see it.
And that's a natural 10. Okay.
0.
Cool. All right,
Oh, now 10.
Yeah. So this bomb hits, and this whole it just literally erupts, and this massive column of earth and flame, and just knocks all 4 of these orcs spinning, and just literally obliterates them into a green, slimy mess. In fact, she knocks this one forward straight onto the axe of Sinta, who dispatches the other orc pretty handily as well. So these 2 orcs go down too. So yeah, this thing is like a huge explosion for a very small bomb. And yeah, then Sinta sort of uses this the explosion as a way of getting advantage on these things, and just starts ripping straight into them and kills them pretty quickly. Nice one, dudes. Took you 3 rounds. Well done.
Oh, shit, work.
Okay. The orcs sort of step back as if it's a collective like that, and some of them sort of start running round towards the side here, but like this is a collective. And this one is being. You notice a couple of orcs here are now also sort of backing off. One of them backs off into this huge monster, this huge green monster, and turns to run, and this green monster grabs it by one hand, lifts it clean off its feet, and then just breaks its neck and throws it to the side. Sinta stops and looks up, and he's covered in dirt and gunpowder and blood, presumably, and green blood mainly, which is a good sign, and just stops and starts panting, his 2 axes either side. And you just hear him, because he's got a very good projecting voice, you just hear him in a very low Brian Blessed tone, goes, "Ball Ripper." Like that, and just stands around. So, do any of you watch the show? Do you remember? No?
The
Really?
Bull Ripper clan. This is the
Ball Ripper, he says. So Ball Ripper is the ogre.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Tom chimes in yeah, that's what Neil just said
You
2
asking
seconds
if we
ago.
remember the character that you mentioned back in episode 1, Neil?
Of course, we
welcome.
remember Ball Ripper.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
You don't
now
do
we do.
notes. You don't make notes.
No.
Yeah, we were still trying to work out whether it's bull or ball ripper.
Read the room, Neil. Read the room. Do you make notes? Read the room, Neil. All right. So this is Ball Ripper. This is Gudrak Ball Ripper, apparently. This monstrous ogre that's been terrorizing the Border Princes for years. Sinta Claus is apparently no stranger to at least the renown of this beast. Or maybe he's met him previously, you don't know. But he's definitely squaring off against this thing, which is a terrifying prospect. This thing is like twice the size of Sinterklaas. The other orcs are sort of like still kind of like coming towards you, but the rest of the horde seems to be held back. They seem to be waiting for their champion, I guess, to do something. So presumably this fight between Santa Claus and Ball Ripper will buy you a tiny bit of time.
Thunderdome rules. Here we go.
Who runs Bartertown? Ball Ripper does, apparently.
One man leave.
Yeah, one man leave. Okay, so these orcs are now kind of like stopping and sort of stepping back a little bit. But they're looking straight at you, like they're being told to wait. You hear this kind of, and this orc sort of clambers over the barrel trying to escape and gets dragged back by Vixen, who then plunges this dagger straight into its neck, stands up, grabs the halberd, and again stabs it repeatedly. She's covered in blood, and she looks like fuck, but at the same time, she's alive and is super pissed off.
She looks like fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but it sounds awful, doesn't it? She looks like...
Just for the wear, somewhat.
Yeah, she sort of clambers into the war wagon over you and just spits out a globule of orc blood. Presumably she bit into this thing at some point. Whatever this fight was that you all missed was a truly brutal filmic, I want to say like Eastern Promises fight, but they're wearing clothes. It's like that kind of fight, right? It's pretty brutal. But she comes up and she looks and goes, "Thanks for the assist, bastards," and just spits out a globule of green blood. As she says this, which turns around all your attentions, you see in the distance, you hear, "Jim, I need that thing that we preloaded." And you hear in the distance this very loud but unmistakable cry of,
Yeah.
"Jim, come on. Jim, Q." Yeah.
There you go. Amazing.
Better late than never. That's brilliant. And you see in the darkness...
Never. What am I? The BBC FX department?
Well, you said you had it on like a soundboard or something, dude.
No, I don't. Someone else suggested soundboard.
Oh, God. All right, we need to get some memo to self, soundboards, please. Okay, and you see out of the darkness, it's going to take me so long to draw. You see out of the darkness, the two war penguins barreling straight out of the darkness. And Blitzen is actually on top of both of them and is riding them straight out the wagon. And she's just like, she has this, you can't see very clearly because none of you have excellent vision, but you get the feeling her body demeanor is seriously like, what the fuck, guys? As these war penguins like flapping and bounding their way towards the wagon. Thank you for keep playing it, Jim. That's actually quite useful. All right, so the war penguins are on the way.
Yeah, don't stop.
Yeah, don't stop. It's like ASMR, whatever it is. That's like quite soothing. Maybe pull it back a little bit, Jim.
That's what she said.
I instantly regret giving you the power of penguins to play on this stream. I regret it so much, Jim. You have no idea. I know I'm saying it out loud, but it really doesn't qualify exactly how much.
You can't stop us now.
Okay. So the war penguin Blitzen is now coming to save the day. On fucking war penguins. And these things are like waddling their way towards you. Cool. Okay. Where we're at to? Whose go is it? Oh yeah, it's a new round, I guess, right? What do you want to do, Fed?
So there's 4 of these orcs left in close proximity, right?
Yeah, but they're not attacking you.
All right, or they're getting bombed as well, then, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. That seems a bit mean. They're not. It's just very ungentlemanly of you, sir.
Yeah, and
We're not gentlemen, we're adventurers.
You're a halfling,
exactly. We're
All right, so you
halflings.
can take advantage of this respite. Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Sneaky one, Bodo. Give me a sneaky one.
I really want this to misfire and blow up in your face.
Go, lad. Just don't let them see it.
Don't let them see the Force 9 explosion going off at their feet. Yeah, sure, okay. Let's try this.
Yeah. Hey, it's a football. Yeah.
All right, so roll your ballistic skill, I guess, Teddy?
I thought I was waiting till Jim's go for that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, you're going to wait till... Well, I mean, honestly, I don't want to roleplay, like, Steve's character, so he's just going to stand, like, doing his nails or something. And he's going to call to Prance, who's now going to clamber back up into the wagon, and he's like sort of like grabs his quivers and puts them down, and he's now tracking the orcs also over here. I guess it's now your round. No, Ratty, what are you doing, sir?
So I've still got half the scroll left. Yeah.
And you have another scroll which you don't know what does.
Oh, I'm just like well, that was cool. I'm going to give this one a go then, right? So I go to the next one, like just sort of shuffle my papers and like check out the next one.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of same thing, but kind of at these orcs that are over to the left of the candlestick, the ones that are kind of sweeping around.
Okay, you gonna read it out?
Yes. Well, I don't know how to read, but you've got this like magical communing.
Noodle taps your cheek again and just puts his hand against you, and his eyes glow like this like kind of like reddish, like orangey hue, and the words coalesce again in front of you, and the thing is, you immediately read it. Once you decide to read it out, you immediately read it out. It's not like you have to struggle with the words. Like the second that you make the conscious decision to read it, you just read it out loud, like automotive process almost.
I just know the words instinctively.
Yeah, you kind of just get it straight away.
All right.
Okay.
And what are the words?
So you say it out loud and you cast your hand, and this blue like rain cloud kind of comes out, but it's like blue crystals. And it starts floating towards these 4 orcs who are now watching it. Okay, at that moment, Bondo and Teddy.
Yep.
You're now going to do your things, I guess, you little nefarious bastards.
Just stood still. Do we get like +10 or something? Because believe me, we
Hell
probably
no,
need
it's
it.
a fucking bomb. There's no fucking way I'm giving you
All
+10.
right, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
006.
let's do this.
Mwah.
Okay, 06. That's a
Oh,
perfect
lads.
hit. So you dead shot straight
Bondo.
in the centre.
Yeah, in the
Right.
middle of those 4.
And all
Bondo,
4 of them
you're the dice king for this one.
Right.
Who's doing the dice for this one?
You mate. Yes.
Oh,
I just thought of something really funny, so I didn't care who does his dice. Okay,
right,
2.
that's
Oh yeah, you don't laugh away, fuzzball.
6.
Uh-huh.
5.
Yep.
It's in the red box again. I can't see it.
Okay. All right. Cool. So
Secret squirrel.
at this point, the explosion happens, and at this point, this blue cloud also hits at the same time. Tom, can you roll 2d6 for me, please?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Those 2 there? Okay, let's do it.
You summoned rain on there.
Oh, don't.
6, right?
6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the one in the middle here gets hit by the explosion dead on and just gets obliterated. The other 3 get knocked back, and as they do so, this explosion goes off. You think they're dead, and the rain cloud then suddenly appears over this area, a little beautiful, pretty rain cloud like this, and it just starts raining on all 3 of them. And you suddenly see all 3 of them just shake off the hit, and they clamber back to their feet. And one of them sort of like looks around at his wounds, which are now closing up as he's looking at them, and puts his hands back and goes, like kind of like a cheers motion. And they all 3 of them start running towards you.
Okay.
So you've healed
Got a healing
them.
spell.
It's a healing
Yes.
spell. You just healed them.
A healing rain.
Yeah. So you took out one of them, which is cool. You then hear another in the background. You hear. Like from all of the orcs watching, and they all start surging forward, because clearly if you're going to break the truce, this unofficial truce that happened, then why should they? They're fucking orcs. They're not exactly civil creatures.
What truce?
Well, exactly.
What?
Not
What do
truce,
you mean by that?
right? Oh, they're all charging you now because you did a dick move.
What dick move?
Well, they all stopped because the champion was going to fight your champion, and then these guys stopped, and then you threw a fucking bomb at them, and it's like, dude, that's a dick move. We're gonna fucking we were orcs.
That was a dick
It
move.
was a total dick
Hey,
move.
we're dicks. Who cares?
Well, I was going to put down more orcs, but these barrels can make the horde, I guess. So these barrel horde orc things they all start charging towards you. Mental
Surely
note
you
to
can
self.
just
This
bring
is,
on some of the ones we've already killed. Like,
yeah, but I don't want to
but-
destroy the feed, like the stream feed, because I think Pete's really struggling with the 20 or 30
No, I'm
things I
fine.
made appear.
Mine's fine.
Really?
It's yeah.
All right, take it.
Bring them on.
Okay, so these all appear and start rushing towards you. Like the rest of the horde now appears and starts rushing through. Wow. I can't believe you still survived without taking a hit. This sucks. Okay, I mean, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah.
I did. I shouldn't have saved you at the beginning. I should just let you take the hit. All right, so Sinta Claus and the big boss start going at it, and they are the fury and the speed of their hits are quite overwhelming. At one point, Sinta gets this rather nasty, tasty double-handed hit and chops away a big hunk of flesh at this huge ogre. The ogre sort of seems to get hit, but kind of then turns and catches one of the axes and literally lifts Sinta up and throws him back into these barrels. Rattigan, can you please make a very quick initiative test, please?
Yes.
I'm going to give you plus 20, actually, for reasons we can find out.
All right. Where are the D10s have gone? All right, here's some. What am I rolling? I pass.
Yay.
Sinta gets smashed back into one of these barrels. You notice it's got the same symbol as the ones you found before. This is a gunpowder barrel. He sort of looks back, and he's got this horrible wound across his chest. He turns, and you see his head following these orcs, seeing the horde behind this huge monster thing, and then seeing something that he sort of shakes his head at. And he just sees the war penguins and Blitz and riding them. And he looks back very quickly at the wagon. And he comes in directly into eye-to-eye contact with you, Ratty. And something very strange happens. You notice on the top of his left shoulder a detail that you hadn't really seen, and you're not that far away from him. You see something on his shoulder. It's a birthmark. And it's now like yellowy and greeny. It's actually green. And it's almost like illuminated. And it's just there. And it just sort of shines for a second. And you realize it's exactly the same birthmark as the one that you have. He looks at you and smiles. He slams down the two axes, grabs hold of the gunpowder barrel, rips open the top, and there's a little kind of like there's like some fire. Obviously, the fireball has lit this wood, and he grabs a piece of wood that's on fire, and he gives you this last look and this wink, and he gets up and he just starts stampeding towards this huge ogre, and the last thing you hear him say is, "Ho, ho, ho, motherfucker!" And he just jumps straight at this thing, and this huge fireball explodes and erupts. And all of you have to die for color as this massive fireball comes out and just renders all of you like temporarily blind as this huge explosion goes off. And that, folks, is where we're going to end this session.
Yeah!
Michael fucking Bay. Could have given you fucking Shakespeare, but no, you wanted Michael Bay. There you go. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so that's the end of Chapter 7, the tutorial mission that will never die. So I guess next week we'll find out what happened to Sinta Claus.
Where was Veronica on a flying spider? That was my...
Dude, you have to understand, right? This is like me future, like, guessing what the fuck you're going to do, how much time we have, and where enough you're going to get in the story, without giving the actual details of the story away. I just gave a huge revelation to one of the characters without you knowing. I don't know what you're going to do. I didn't know you're going to spend 20 fucking minutes, like, tossing bombs and fucking it up. It's like, you know... it's a guess.
You didn't think we would spend 20 minutes tossing bombs? Oh, please.
I honestly didn't know what you were going to do. I genuinely thought you were going to have the sense to just, I don't know, just run or something like that. But I guess I didn't factor into how many rounds it would take to get the fucking war penguins. See, if you had horses, one would think this would be a quicker thing, right? But no, you wanted war penguins. That's what you get, Pete. That's what you get.
That's true.
So we're blaming Pete, aren't we? It's all Pete's fault.
It's all on Pete.
It's all my fault.
So listen,
well, Steve's
folks,
not here. Surely he gets the block.
So listen, folks. That's the end of this chapter on a massive cliffhanger, a huge Michael Bay explosion. We did talk about it earlier. We just wanted to say huge thank you, shout out to our mod Yogo11.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hey, Yogo!
Thank you so much for helping. Obviously, we can't really like look at the chat that much, which we want to, but we can't. So we appreciate they are helping us a lot by doing that.
Yogo 11, not Yogo 7. Sorry.
No, Yogo 11. Well, Yogo 7 was the first version, and it was good, but it was.
I see.
But Yogo 11 is like the better version of Yogo 7.
Yogo 11. West
They can
Bromwich
rebuild
Albion.
them. They have the
Meld.
technology. It's like, you know, it's like that. I just had the picture of like Yogo 11 just going running really slow motion, like that. $1 million Yogo. So here we are. So huge thanks. Sorry, well, squirrel. Like it's literally my brain is like squirrel. Focus, Neil. Focus. Thank you so much to Yogo. Thank you so much to our community.
Yeah, thanks guys. You've been hilarious today.
Yeah,
And awesome.
And awesome, and again, and also thanks to Blue Owl's Medic, who may or may not be lurking because she does that in the background. But
Also got to mention one. Hang on. Cloaker Queenie, I think, is also a very, very active member of the group, so thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Cloaker. And we have Naz, I believe, and a whole bunch of people there. We can't name now because we're out of time. But I want to say thank you so much for being constantly supporting the core of the community. Please tell your friends. Please ask them to listen along. There is a YouTube channel, which is, I think we have a link to that. I'm not sure, Yogo, if you have that link. But there's a YouTube channel under my name, which has got from episode 2 onwards, because we lost the first 2 episodes, which we're going to redo at some point as like a quick catch up. It'll be like a private play, and we'll just like try and race through as many
Yeah, we
things
should
as
do it
possible.
like a little play.
Yeah, we can do like a little sandbox play. Sandbox?
What? I don't
Sandbox.
know what that is.
Sandbox sounds
It's like
like
regular pox. Yeah.
It's like you go to like, I don't know. I don't want to. Let's not explore that because my mind went somewhere very strange a second ago. All right, we're going to try and catch that up. But basically, you can watch all the episodes back to back. Not that you should do. You should do that with your time.
Yeah, sanity. This way lies.
But if you get, I don't know, trapped in an elevator and like you've got 7 hours to kill when the maintenance person gets you up, but you have Wi-Fi
And
connection,
Wi-Fi, obviously. Yeah.
maybe that's a good point to do that. I don't know. And it may or may not make sense with all the stuff we're talking about now if you haven't seen it. But if you have stayed with us and you have seen it, please invite your friends to follow, to enjoy, to ridicule, or generally shake their head. But that's the only way we grow, folks, as a community. We don't really do like paid advertising or anything like that. We are purely through social media and really through word of mouth. So if you have friends that you think might get a kick out of this, please do say that. Anything else, folks? Anything else, fellas, you want to add in?
The Instagram, of course, which is something long or something short.
Oh, come on, be specific.
Yes. Well, we have both.
So what is the long one? Just say the long one.
No. Okay, I'll take you the short one.
Just
Got
say
LY.
it. The short one
Backslash.
doesn't make any
TOB,
sense. What is it called?
It's the original I don't know what it is. This is terrible, folks.
Original Vagabond Chronicles.
That's fine. That's all you needed to say. Well done, Jim.
Baby steps,
Yeah.
folks. Baby steps. You have no idea the
Steps to
conversations we
writing.
have about like we need to like get you to crop photos for the Instagram thing as well. Like screenshots are fine, but we need to crop those photos, Jim.
I'd learned to use Instagram last
Crop
week.
the shit out
I'm
of it.
very lucky my wife is much younger than me and taught me how to do
Okay,
it.
ask
There you
Rose
go.
to please get you to crop the shit out of it.
Yes, and she's mocked the old man for having to
Crop
learn
and
how
mop.
to do it.
It's it's like
Yeah.
slash and burn. Crop and mop.
Yeah,
Okay.
crop and mock.
Crop and mop. All right. Well, listen, it's been a hoot as always. I'm sweating so profusely, and it's not the weather. So I'm just gonna like say that this was a
It's a court
success.
case, isn't it?
It's not, dude. It really is. It's just like getting through these is emotionally draining. Fuck you, Jim. Court case. Fuck off. All right. So,
You, me, Prince Andrew. Yeah.
go away. Hey, no. Ban topics. Go away.
No, I meant arms dealing. Anyway.
Oh. Okay, so non-actual libel or whatever cases aside, thank you very much for joining into the chaos as always. Have a great time. Hope you're safe and well. It's goodbye from me and from our players.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, and
So
who wants to
long.
flip? Who wants to flip?
I've done mine.
Go on, do it.
Don't be
do it.
bashful. Fucking do it. Do it. I fucking dare you. Do it. Do it.
Do
Fucking
it.
dare you.
Do
Fucking
it.
dare you.
Get on the chopper.
You know what? Fuck you guys.
Too late, I've done.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, folks. Have a good night.
See ya.